Yo, yo, mic check, mic check, mic check. Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be talking about Devin Haney versus Brian Norman in November. Kid Austin first round knockout. I don't know why they say stoppage. And Wilder is back. Bomb squad. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button, and make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the live. I'll be dropping the link. I know this is my quick show because it's just the weekly wrap up, right? This show is the weekly wrap up where we go through a bunch of quick topics that happen throughout the week and we chit chat about them. But it's been so much that went down this week, and I just want to get through a couple things. You know what I'm saying? Before I drop the link to get people up here. So let's just run down some boxing news real quick. Let's see. We got Deontay Wilder, who made his return to the ring, winning by 7th round TKO against Tyrell Anthony Herndon. Although some observers noted a decline in his performance, Jake Paul defeated Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. by unanimous decision. Gilberto Ramirez retained his WBA and WBO cruiserweight titles with the unanimous decision win. Floyd Schofield delivered a first-round TKO win over Tevin Farmer. Christian and Billy defeated Masajak Selecki, and John Scrappy Ramirez defeated Jesus Morales by unanimous decision. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right, all right. I'm back. Where was I at with the news? Let's see. Upcoming events. Manny Pacquiao is scheduled to fight the WBC 147-pound champion Mario Barrios July 19th in Vegas. Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn have agreed to rematch on September 20th in London. Put a one in the chat if you want to see that Chris Eubank Jr. Conor Benn fight in September. I can't say that I care for a rematch. I know a lot of people like the first fight, but I just felt like a fighter coming up and a fighter coming down, neither one of them, you know what I'm saying, looked the best they could look. I don't know. I mean, if they make the rematch, of course I'll watch it, but the fight was what it was. Of course, you got the Canelo Alvarez Terrence Crawford fight coming up, and Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney are expected to fight in November. Um, and Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya seem to have some back and forth going on over X, and I don't know if I really be buying the Oscar De La Hoya Ryan Garcia beef. Because I just can't understand, like, Oscar, why would you put that man, if he is having an episode, why would you make his tweets like his messages public? Why would you do that? Does that make sense to anybody? Like, if I have a person that I know is struggling with mental health and they're going through an episode, why would I make it public? That's just doesn't make any sense to me. So where do I start, y'all? Where do I start? So let's start with Jake Paul real quick in the Chavez fight. I mean, it was what it was. I told y'all I had Jake Paul winning by contract, and it just looked like I don't know if Chavez Jr. really couldn't get to Jake Paul because he was so much bigger and longer, but it didn't even really look like he was trying. It looked like he just wasn't throwing no punches. And when he started throwing punches, like the last 3 rounds of the fight, he was catching Jake Paul, and it looked like he might have wobbled Jake Paul a time or two, if you ask me. But I mean, it was what it was. It was your typical Jake Paul fight. Now the undercard was decent. I like how Jake is able to create these atmospheres, create this atmosphere for these fighters that he have on his undercard. I really like how he's able to do that. I like how he does great job at promotion, and he actually puts together good, decent fights on his undercards. It's like he's taking every aspect and part of the sport serious except him fighting. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I mean, but I get it. He's found the niche within a niche in a sport, in a niche sport. He's found the niche within a niche sport, and I can appreciate that. I can appreciate the business that Jake Paul is doing. I can't lie. I'm a big fan of the business of boxing. I like to study it. Um, I'm really attracted to it. So I really could appreciate what Jake Paul is doing as far as business wise, as far as promotional wise, as far as being able to put butts in seats, as far as being able to give other fighters opportunities, especially the women fighters. I definitely can appreciate Jake Paul for that. Now, as far as Jake Paul in the ring, and as far as Jake Paul being ranked and about to fight for a championship. And if that happens, I just want to point out the business of boxing. Listen, if Jake Paul is put in position to be a contender for a championship fight after beating Chavez Jr., it only highlights and points out the political, the knowing the right people, the right place at the right time that goes behind getting these belts. It's not as simple as you're good, boom, y'all should fight to see who's the best. And I just want people to understand that because it's just so much weight that's placed on these belts for a lot of people. And I'm not saying they don't mean anything at all, but they just don't hold the weight that a lot of people want to give to them. So, shout out to Jake Paul for those things that he's accomplished, but the fight was BS. I'm done watching Jake Paul fights. I was kind of in and out with this one, but I did want to watch the undercard though. So let's start with Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. To this day, I don't know what people are expecting out of Deontay Wilder because let's look at it like this, right? Deontay Wilder had those fights with Tyson Fury, who between all those fights, it was 10 knockdowns. So you got these two big dudes knocking each other down. Not to mention the allegations with the cheating and the thumb in the glove and the dent in the head and all of this other stuff. And he goes through all of that. He has mental breakdowns and going things with his girl at the time. And Deontay Wilder got all of this stuff going on after the loss to Fury. Not to mention Deontay Wilder's like 38 years old. So he comes back, and I don't think they got him at the best of times. Some people say you could say it's excuses or whatever, but to me, when fighters tell their story and what they had going on, I don't necessarily label it as excuses. So at the time, he had whatever he had going on, and he came back and took two tough fights with Parker and Zane, and he got beat up. Got knocked out by Zane, got beat up by Parker, and everybody just wants to discredit Deontay Wilder and be like, "Oh, Deontay Wilder ain't this, he ain't that, he was never this, he never had the skills, he never." And it's like, why is nobody acknowledging that Deontay Wilder's almost 40 years old? He's at the tail end of his career. He's nowhere near his peak or his prime. And when he was near his peak and his prime, nobody wanted to fight him. They all ducked him. Yes, they did. They all ducked Wilder. He has the most title defenses with the belt that he had. And let's acknowledge Wilder. When he was in his prime, he was that guy. He was the heavyweight. The heavyweight division ain't been the same since Deontay Wilder left the heavyweight division, if we for real. So I don't think this is a testament of who Deontay Wilder is or was as a fighter, because now he's getting beat at the end of his career out of his prime after tough, grueling fights and losses. And now people want to quote unquote step up to fight him and be like, "See, I told y'all he never had no skill." No, y'all not going to do that. We're not about to do that to Deontay Wilder. Do I think Deontay Wilder needs to keep fighting? Listen, I'm going to give my 2 cents about the situation. Deontay Wilder got with Malik Scott. A lot of people thought Malik Scott was going to be able to teach Deontay Wilder some things, maybe teach him how to set up the shot better. But it looked like Malik Scott was on a mission to try to completely change Deontay Wilder's style and how he fights. And obviously that didn't work out to the point to where they have split now, which is cool. He got a different trainer. Cool. But will Deontay Wilder be a champion again in the heavyweight division? I doubt that he'll ever be a champion again in the heavyweight division. I don't think he should be fighting with that in mind anymore. I think he should be fighting with in mind like, hey, I'm at the end of my career. I'm going to take a couple of more fights because I'm a name. I got a fan base, people willing to see me fight. I'm going to get some people in here I know I could possibly beat up for another 2 or 3 fights, give me a nice little check and a payday, and go right off in the sunset. And go right off in the sunset and call it a day. And I'll be cool with that from Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, to me, he doesn't owe the boxing world anything else. He doesn't owe nobody nothing. Like he just the fight he put on, it wasn't no top contender. And people want to say Deontay Wilder looks so trash. To me, he looked like he always looked. He just didn't have the same athleticism and explosiveness that he usually have. He looked old in the ring. He looked old in there. Deontay Wilder looked old in the ring. So that's all I want to say about that. People talking about Deontay Wilder and AJ. If they make the fight, I'll watch it. I mean, it is what it is. They both been getting knocked out. They both passed their prime. Make the fight. I guess it's way too late. Way too late. But I guess they could make the fight if they want to. So Tevin Farmer Kid Austin. Now, yeah, Dreams Money Kabah says 2 cents. His legs and punches was out of sync. Yeah, he been out the ring for a while, so it could have been ring rust. His timing could have been off. You never know. It could be a mixture of everything: timing, ring rust, age, all of that put together. So Did you say Wilder versus Jake Paul makes perfect sense today? Hey, if Wilder want to take a Jake Paul fight, by all means, Deontay Wilder, take the Jake Paul fight. Get you a bag. Go get you a bag, Deontay Wilder, and go rock off in the sunset. I mean, you'll have Jake Paul to beat you up, but I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But Jake Paul and Deontay Wilder, I'm for it. I'm for it. I could see that fight happening. Yeah, let's see Jake Paul, Deontay Wilder in November. How about that? How about you fight a real heavyweight, Jake Paul? How about you fight a real heavyweight? Deontay Wilder mess around and knock out Jake Paul. Y'all better stop playing. So Tevin Farmer gets KO'd in the first round by Kid Austin. And I must say, I'm shocked. I was shocked because while I knew Kid Austin could win a fight, I was thinking that this is what I was thinking, right? I was thinking that Tevin Farmer's even though he's older, I was thinking, Kid Austin might be a little young, a little overzealous, right? I was thinking Tevin Farmer's experience may overcome all of that, and he may be able to kind of box it out with Kid Austin and take him into some deep waters and just take it all 12. But then I was also thinking Tevin Farmer's coming off 3 losses and he got injured in his last fight. And I didn't hear anybody mention anything about his injury, if he was better, if he was recovered or anything. Because I was going to drop a couple hundred on Tevin because he was the underdog. And I was like, he got a good shot to win this fight. But I thought about it. I'm like, the 3 losses, they was tough fights, even though he arguably won 2, all of that. I was like, I ain't going to put no money down. Luckily, I didn't put no money down. Kid Austin went out there with the 1-2. Yeah, yeah. I mean, with the one, was it a hook? Yeah, yeah. Boom, dropped him. Tevin looked like he didn't know what hit him. Tevin Farmer looked like he didn't know what hit him. He was like, what the fuck? Like, okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. Came back. Yeah, yeah, got him again. And so Tevin Farmer ends up being stopped in the first round. Tevin Farmer never been stopped. Gets stopped by Kid Austin. Stopped. Put a 1 in the chat if you were shocked that he got stopped in the first round. Now, I'm not shocked he got stopped. I knew Kid Austin had, a shot to possibly, stop him. But I didn't think it was gonna happen like that. And I don't think a lot of people did. So shout out to Kid Austin. It's a lot of people calling for the Kid Austin Shakur fight now. Let's see it. Let's see the Kid Austin Shakur fight then. But Shakur Stevenson has already came on and said he's never fighting Kid Austin again. And because after he poisoned him the last fight and he had to pull out the fight because he got poisoned, a lot of people say they don't believe that story. A lot of people say it's cap. Whatever the case may be, they had a little mix-up going on. Things didn't go. They was all in another country. I don't think Shakur Stevenson should not fight him, but then everybody like, oh, he said he was putting stuff in his car and this and that. I'm like, man, whatever. He calling you out. He say he willing to fight in the States, in the great state of Texas. Make the fight. Make the fight. I think that's a good fight. He had a great performance against a great fighter. See, and this is the logic that other people use. But when I use this logic, now I'm tripping. He had a good fight against a ex-champion, a good opponent. He stopped him in the first round. So now he should be ready to fight Shakur Stevenson, right? According to y'all's logic. But honestly, he did get a good knockout against Tevin Farmer. I don't know. Like, he didn't really get to like show me anything per se. Like, he didn't really get to show me if he could handle a boxer or a mover, or like I didn't get to see that because he knocked him out in the first round. And I'm not criticizing him. I'm giving him all his credit. I'm just saying I didn't get to really see anything because he knocked him out in the first round. And so I don't know. I don't know how can I say this? I'm not sure how much of my opinion changes about Kid Austin like that as far as his skill, right? maybe his mentality, maybe he's grown something, like maybe things about that I feel like, have changed the way I feel about Kid Austin, but I don't know. I haven't seen him just be in there with somebody just to really showcase his skill like that. So great job against Tevin Farmer. I'm curious to see who he gonna fight next. I think somebody told me he was Tank's mandatory. Is that put a one in the chat if that's true? If y'all know that if he's Tank's mandatory. So what's y'all 2 cents about the Tevin Farmer fight? Let me check the comments. I mean, I was shocked, y'all. I definitely was like, "Oh, I'm about to get this bread with Tevin Farmer. He about to beat Kid Austin. He gets knocked out in the first round." Gap Tooth Gaines say, not Gap Tooth Gaines. He say, I felt bad for Tev. I didn't think it would ever turn out like that. I mean, people thought he was gonna get stopped. It's not like that. I think those Zapata fights took a lot out of Tev and the Murtala one. Shelton Moore said, "Nah, you thought that Zapata was a good fighter. Why does it? So Zapata not a good fighter now because of that? That don't make sense, Mister Shelton." And I never said Zapata was just this great fighter. I just want to see the style match up. Kid Austin is more dangerous than Shakur. Huh. Tevin Farmer owe me rent money. Man, you put the dreams money could buy. You put the rent money on Tevin. I'm telling you, I just knew Tevin had a shot. I'm like, this a good gamble. This a good bet. Tevin got a shot. Kid Austin not polished like that. This was his second 12-round fight. Then Tevin a veteran in there. He go in there and get one, two in the first 30 seconds of the fight. I'm like, come on, man. Shout out Gap 2 Games. He say, peace and blessings, sis. Sorry for the misunderstanding earlier. Oh, you good, man. You good. You good. This is YouTube. Say if I felt kind of bad for Tevin now, Queen. He seems like a good guy. What they got to do with him getting knocked out? What they got to do with him getting knocked out? Not one thing. Yeah, maybe too quick of a turnaround for going to war with Zapata. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it's a fast turnaround. He didn't have them back to back to back to back fights, and he got injured. Like, he got a lot to overcome. It's a little tough hill to climb, but I just ain't see Kid Austin going in there and just doo. But we watched that Tim Bradley video. Tim Bradley tried to tell us. Tim tried to tell us. So, is Kid Austin supposed to be in line for Tank? Like, who do y'all want to see Kid Austin fight next at 35? Like, seriously, what's a good fight for Kid Austin? I'm trying to think who would I want to see Kid Austin fight at 35 besides a Tank or Shakur. Who else is at 35? You got Abdullah Mason. You got Andy Cruz. You got it's a lot. It's some smoke at 35. It's some smoke at 35. He had been in line for Tank, but I don't think he ready. Hey, what they say, he a champion. I mean, he be the ex-champion. If he the man, though. Floyd will be fighting for the vacant WBA regular. Tank will be getting the super title after he beat Roach. Okay. So what y'all giving Kid Austin? If y'all gotta did this increase Kid Austin's ranking for you all, or are you just kind of like, okay, it's a good knockout, but I didn't really get to see him showcase anything? Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are y'all ranking Kid Austin right now on y'all thing? On a scale of 1 to 10, I want to get this stuff on record, so y'all make sure y'all let me know and drop it below in the chat. Boxing Hacker, Thomas Hill, Ariana, Dreams Money Could Buy, the Cardenas, what's going on? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Marlon, Bright Star. Y'all make sure y'all let me know and drop it below. What are y'all rating Kid Austin on a scale of 1 to 10? Johnny Durag, Shelton Moore, Dank Father. Y'all let me know. Let me know and drop it below. Gap Tooth Games, Flyer Frequency, Boxing in 4K. What are y'all ranking Kid Austin on a scale of 1 to 10? I got a 7. A 10? Come on, dreams money can buy. You gonna give a Kid Austin a 10? Thomas Hill, you got him at a 7? The performance was a 10. I agree. I agree. Johnny Durag got him at an 8 plus. Ariana got him at a 5. Man, he ranked pretty high. Says I think it raised his stock among the new faces. Tevin is a good name on the resume. I give him a 7.5. Tevin a decent name on the resume. But like I do with all fighters, and I look them a little bit more deeper and take that, one little step past the surface, and we have to acknowledge Tevin coming off those tough 3 fights that he arguably got robbed for 2 of them and an injury. So it is what it is, but he's still a great win on his resume. So are y'all still in belief of a Tank fight? Because after Jake Paul's fight, he called out Zerto, Badu Jack, AJ, and Tank. Please tell me how he gonna call out you go from calling out a heavyweight to calling out a lightweight. Can we please give up the Jake Paul Tank Davis fight? I had somebody say, "Oh, Tank Davis getting in the ring after the Chavez fight." Like, I don't know why they keep pushing this Jake Paul Tank thing, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. I don't. I mean, Chavez Jr. was small in the ring. Imagine him in there fighting Tank. It just seems crazy. I think he should fight Deontay Wilder. I think Jake Paul should fight Deontay Wilder. Now, I don't know if Deontay Wilder would take a fight like that, but maybe if the bag is right, he would. Maybe if the bag is right, he would take a fight like that. There's a lot of people that believe that Chavez Jr. could have beat Jake Paul because in them last 3 rounds, he was minking him. Might have wobbled him a few times. Might have wobbled him a few times. Y'all be sure and punch that like and subscribe button. And let me get the like check. I need to make sure I have 100 likes before I get off this live today. Y'all be sure to help support the channel by hitting the Cash App at 2 cents boxing or hitting the super chat and leaving your 2 cents below. Let me know and drop it below your 2 cents. But let me know y'all enjoying the channel and the content by monetarily supporting the channel. But you could always punch that like button because the like button is always free. So y'all already know Auntie Scolding came out. Auntie Scolding came out. He said they want Shakur next for the fight. He said he told y'all Norman was gonna knock him out. I mean, he told y'all Kid Austin was gonna knock out Tevin Farmer. They say they want Shakur next. They want him. They want the fight in Texas, neutral, not in the H. They want it at a neutral spot, not in the H. They want it at a neutral spot, Dallas Stadium. He said they want to. He want to fight Shakur in Dallas Stadium. He say Kid Austin is like that. But we'll see what's up with that. Shakur got to worry about getting through Zapata. July 12th fight coming up. Man, I mean, I just want these fights to hurry up and happen. I'm tired of waiting on them. I ain't gonna lie to you. Tired of waiting on these fights. Ariana say 2 cents. They said the Jake Paul fight was a setup. I like your avatar, Ariana. That's dope. What's with the B Norm versus Dev? Oh, we finna get to it. We finna get to it. Folks started wondering because Tank put it out saying his next opponent. Yeah, yeah. Hold on, y'all. Oh. All right, so let's see what y'all talking about in the chat. Folks started wondering, yeah, yeah. Well, they not. I mean, They just won't let it go though. The son said it in the ring. He wants Shakur next. I think he is from Jersey, but he with Jay Prince and he trains in Houston. I guess I'm not really. I guess the connection that Shakur has with Houston is Jay Prince. Plus, my sons used to train at Jay Prince gym. I ain't never see Shakur in there. I would see Jerry Anderson in there all the time. I got pictures and stuff with Jerry Anderson. He's a cool guy, nice guy. Um, does Shakur beat Zapata convincingly? Some believe he will. Kid Austin versus the loser of Kerr versus Zapata will be good. Why you want Kid Austin versus the loser, not the winner? Devin taking real risks. Gotta respect it. Norman is flatlining dudes. Now, I got my 2 cents about Norman, right? I watched Norman, fight, and he's a decent fighter, but I'm not just that high on Brian Norman like that. And I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. I don't see it. He's a decent fighter. Um, he's getting better. I can admit that he's getting better as he fights. But as far as him like beating somebody like Boots, I never saw that. And now it's been announced that the fight is going to be happening in November between Devin Haney and Brian Norman. So let's get into this, and then I'm gonna drop the link because I know everybody gonna want to come up here and get they 2 cents, right? And this is what people not realizing. Everybody like, oh, the fight happening. You said the fight wasn't happening. This and that. I said I gave my 2 cents about a situation. I don't know what the obsession is with you having to be right all the time. If I say I don't think a fight is happening and then the fight happens, okay, cool, the fight happens. I didn't think it was going to be happening. Now, they said 3 days ago, right? Because right before 3 days ago, allegedly, Bill Haney was trying to make a fight with Richardson Hitchison, who's at 140 pounds, but he was trying to make a fight at 147 pounds for Devin Haney. That didn't happen, and Richardson Hitchison was a duck. The next day, Brian Norman and Bill Haney are going back and forth, contracts, this, that, all of that. They sent the contract. Bill signed his already. Brian signed his. All this going back and forth. And then the day after that, I see then they online cussing each other out, talking about each other, mamas and grandmamas and all this other stuff. And then I see Brian Norman come on for non-channel and like, you know what? It was no contracts. It's nothing to be signed. The contracts are a long way away. Before we get to a contract, you gotta agree to terms. See, the fans don't know nothing about the business. I wish the fans would quit talking about the business because they don't know what they talking about. And I'm thinking in my head like, Brian, you're the one that keeps coming on here putting us in y'all business. If you or Bill never would have said y'all was negotiating this fight, we would have never known. We would have never known. Y'all the ones that keep putting us in y'all's business. So he says they're far away from a contract. They're still talking about the terms, right? So we went from Richardson Hitchison as a duck. Somebody signed a contract. Another person ain't signed a contract. Somebody was a duck. Brian Norman come out and be like, hey, it ain't no contract. We just agreeing to terms. To the next day, to Turkey Al-Sheikh putting it out. Brian Norman and Devin Haney is fighting in November. Now, I said that they was capping the fight wasn't going to be next. But I don't think what people realize is if the fight is next, they will still capping. They was still capping. If the fight was next, if the contracts was signed, and they was gonna make an announcement that the fight was coming up, all that stuff that happened the 3 days before, it was still capping. It was still trying to create a storyline to make the fight, which is exactly what I said that they was doing. So no matter which way you want to slice it, it was some capping going on, in my opinion. Just to give my 2 cents. just to give my 2 cents because it's a lot that can happen between now and November, y'all. And we're acting like Turkey announcing the fight is just so credible. Like, oh, Turkey announced it like it's written in stone. Turkey announcing stuff all the time that people ain't agreed to, and people ain't this and that, and all kind of stuff. But I'm just gonna go along with what is being said. I've gave my 2 cents about it and what I think. So if we're gonna act like the fight's happening, let's act like since they say it's happening, let's act like it's happening. We're gonna see if it's still happening a week from now. We're gonna see if next Sunday at 5 p.m. when I come back live for the weekly review, if the fight is still happening. So they say the fight's happening. It's some people that think it's a good idea. It's some people that think it's a bad idea. Y'all let me know and drop it below. Good idea, bad idea for the fight. Because from what Brian Norman came on Fanon channel and said out of his own mouth, it ain't no contract yet. They still talking about the terms. So how the next day the fight being announced? It was capping going on somewhere. Either Brian was capping. Listen, Bill and Brian were either capping as a team or one of them don't know what's going. Like it don't make sense to me. It don't make sense to me. Within 3 days, we had a contract sent. We had one person signed. We had a duck. We had a no contract was sent. We had the terms and agreements. All of that going on. Y'all done cussed each other out. Y'all done did all of that in 3 days, and then a fight get announced. Really? Really? So you say a contract doesn't take that long to draft up. I didn't say that. I didn't say that's what Brian Norman came on for non-channel and said. I didn't say that. He said that the contracts just don't happen like that and it take a while. You just don't go from talking to to a contract. It's a lot of things you got to work out. It's lot of things you got to negotiate. It's a lot of things you got to talk about. He said the fans is dumb for thinking you can have a contract that quick. So Brian Norman came on and said that what Friday. So if I believe that the fight is made, does that mean I'm dumb? According to what he came on and said, because he called the fans stupid. He said, y'all dumb. You can't make a contract that quick. It's a lot of things that need to be negotiated and worked out. You can agree to terms, but you're not finna agree to no contract right now. You dumb for believing that. So if I believe that Devin Haney and Brian Norman got a fight in November, am I dumb for believing that? Because I just seen Brian Norman on Friday and he said they're far away from getting the contract done. Let me know and drop it below. This is what they said. I'm not making this up, y'all. This is what they literally saying at their own mouth. Once they agree to terms, they can announce the fight. Okay, so you're saying they've agreed to the terms. So they only agree in the terms, y'all. That means anything can be happening between now and November where the fight don't happen. Anything. But he said it was a lot of terms and things they had to agree to. So once again, he just said that on Friday. So they agreed to all those lot of things in one day. I'm just asking. Boxing fans think they know all the behind the scenes business boxing. Listen, this is what he said. Oh, but how is it different when Turkey? That's not what Brian said. He didn't say it's different when Turkey involved. These aren't my words, guys. I wish I could find that clip. I wish I could find the clip. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the clip. Cause y'all trying to come at me like I'm saying that. I'm not saying that, y'all. Brian Norman is saying this. I'm about to drop the link. Why didn't it come up? Hold on, y'all. Tell me what y'all think. Give me y'all 2 cents about the situation. Listen, Brian Norman, the one that said it. He just was on Fanon channel. I love how Norman quick to make a fight with anyone not named Boots, right? Let me see. They did say the fight we agreed. Hold on, y'all. Find it.
Got the real Brian Norman. What up, man? I had to see your face, dog, because I was like, somebody gonna come up show they Johnson or some shit, man.
No, man, you ain't know that,
What up,
man.
player?
If
You
you see
got him,
my
nigga. Hey,
name,
you got him? You got
if,
him?
if you see my name in the chat, it's me. Everybody
All
see
right.
my name out there, it's me.
That's
No,
what's up.
man, let me get that cleared up. Even the one who just said I announced the contract is signed. No, what we are saying is the terms are agreed to. Everybody's agreed on both sides. There is that's why I hate that some of the people get out there and they confuse the fans and they get in the business. Like, y'all gotta understand, this is what people do. You know what I'm saying? Contract. You say you're a lawyer. You remember we went over this before.
Yeah. You froze, Brian. You froze. You froze up. We'll wait for Brian to realize you froze
My bad.
up.
Can you hear me?
Now you good. Yeah, you good now. Yeah, go ahead, Brian. You there? Yeah, you keep freezing up. I guess you got to go to another little area. What up, Phoenix?
The hell going
See,
on?
what it does is this, bro. This is what he's saying. You agree to the terms and you get, okay, this is how much money, this is when, this is where, this is how. And then you go to your attorney, then your attorneys work on all kind of shit. They work on shit like force majeure. They work on kind of shit like what happens if somebody misses wage. You got to do all those different
Thank you.
small details that you still have to go through. Yeah.
Thank you. Please tell the people, stop talking about contracts. Stop it. You don't know shit about contracts. Stop. Stop it, please. Just stop. Even for the supporters, just stop. Chill out. Let it play out. Let it do what it's gonna do. Everything is agreed upon. It is what it is. The money agreed upon. The place, the month is agreed upon. There's nothing to sign yet. There's nothing to sign.
Appreciate that, bro, because that's usually how that happens.
Yeah, I seen it in the chat, and I was like, bro, let me just go in here real quick and clear that up because I know how people get stuff mixed up. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
That's what it is, man. But if anybody got any questions, I'm here to answer. If not, I'm gonna go back to listening as a listener, like I do. I occasionally come on, I'll listen to you, whatever the case may be.
I appreciate it because I'm about to be on your bandwagon, dog.
So there you have it. They've agreed to all the terms, I guess, but nothing is signed. So does that mean we can change minds or things can change up until November? Hold on, I got a shout out to Boxing Hacker with the $5 in the super chat. He said, if Kid Austin mandates the Tank fight and Tank says no, can we say Tank duck Kid Austin? Devin and Bill prove haters wrong once again. Shout out Boxing Hacker. If Kid, how is it a duck? if he doesn't fight Kid Austin? Because he's his mandatory? I don't know. I guess it would depend. It depends. So we'll see if the fight happens. As of now, the fight is happening. They say it's agreed to. It's been announced by Turkey. Let's see it. But I've been thinking about this fight. I've been hearing people talk about this fight, and I heard some very interesting commentary from Shane Mosley that I want to play for y'all for Devin Haney, which I don't know where I'm at because I hear a lot of people saying that Devin Haney should be able to beat Brian Norman, and he's a better boxer than Brian Norman, and all Brian Norman got is power. And I said I can see how people can think like that and feel like that should be able to be what happened, but based off Devin's last performance, hold on. Based off Devin's last performance, a lot of people are feeling like, where is he at mentally? Where is his mental space? I watched the clip with Shane Mosley talking about Devin Haney when they were training together, and he was like, the first thing he said that really stood out to me was that they had been training in a smaller ring. So Devin's already been training in a smaller ring, because I was questioning, would Devin be willing to take a fight with Brian Norman in an 18-by-18 ring? So Shane Mosley say they already been fighting. He already been training in the smaller ring. And he said while he was training in this smaller ring, Devin Haney was in there. He looked good. He looked strong. He was fighting with some dog in him. He was in there in the pocket with people, and he looked great. He said as he was punching, he said Devin looked great in training. And he said he just knew for sure he was gonna knock Ramirez out within 5 or 6 rounds because of how Devin was looking in training and in sparring, and the level of opponent that he fought. And he said what really pissed him off is how Devin got in the ring and ran around like that. And so he said he hear a lot of people mentioning PTSD, and he think it may be some truth to that, because essentially what he's saying is Devin had no reason to go in the ring and run around like that and fight against Ramirez, is what he's saying. He trained Devin. He trained Devin for that camp, and he just said he felt like it's a waste of my time. Like I couldn't believe you really got in the ring and did that after we did all that training and you was looking so good and so great, and you got in the ring and you did that. Like, you were supposed to stop this person. Like, this was your comeback, make a statement type fight. If Devin would have gotten in the ring and beat the brakes off Ramirez, yeah, people would have been talking shit about, oh, it was Ramirez, he was washed and this and that. Yeah, but you went in there and beat the brakes off of him. We still know what's up with you. But now, instead of people, even though your opponent was washed, we understanding what's up with you, now we don't even know what's up with you. People questioning if you ready for a competitive fight. They questioning if you're really ready for a competitive fight. Not because of anything physically. We seen you in the ring. You looked physically capable. You obviously your stamina up. Obviously your footwork and your legs working very well. When you did hit Ramirez, you look like you hurt him. You hit him with some shots. So you got some pop there. But you didn't put everything together. And so since you wasn't able to put everything together in the Ramirez fight, people really questioning if you can beat Brian Norman. They're saying this man, Brian Norman, is the best at 147. I don't think Brian Norman is the best at 147. Honestly, Brian Norman, he a decent fighter, but he just haven't shown me like all of this that he's getting from everybody. I just haven't seen it from Brian Norman. But that's just my 2 cents. I just haven't seen it from Brian Norman. So let me ask y'all a question. Let me know and drop it below. Who's the favorite in Devin versus Brian Norman? Who's the favorite in that fight? Is it Devin or is it Brian Norman? Because the way people are talking, it's really like Devin he not about that life. He don't got him in it mentally to beat Norman. Norman's explosive. Norman's fast. Norman's athletic. Norman's a natural welterweight. He's a natural welterweight. Devin still haven't fought at 47. He has a left hook. And I know he's not Ryan Garcia. I know he's not as fast as Ryan Garcia. I get it. But the left hook is just is it's not good for them. But I'm definitely sure he's been working on it. So is Brian Norman and Devin Haney a 50-50 fight? I even hear some people saying, "Oh, this is a legacy fight for Devin Haney because it's a three division and this and that." And so my question became, and I'm about to drop the link because I've almost been talking an hour. I'm only on here till 7. But my question became, and my question is, what makes a legacy fight? Is it the accolade or is it the opponent? I mean, it's always great when you have a legacy fight with accolades and an opponent, but you can have a legacy fight without the accolade. But can you have a legacy fight without the opponent? Does the three division fact that you will be a champion in three division make it a legacy fight? Or does the fact that it's Brian Norman Jr. and you get to, you know what I'm saying? Like, what makes this a legacy fight? Like, who is Brian Norman Jr., guys? So, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. But as of now, the fight is on, and people are like, yeah, we gotta, give Dev credit. He taking a big fight. He this and that. I mean, yeah, I guess it's I don't know. I don't know. Um, it's a risky fight. Yes. Is it a risky fight? Yes, it's a risky fight because he's a natural welterweight. He's punching. He's athletic. Well, and he hits hard. Other than that, what is it that Brian Norman really has? I'm just curious. I mean, a lot of people just like he gonna watch Devin. I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If Devin is Devin, but I still don't see this fight happening, to be honest with y'all. But that's just my 2 cents. If it happens, it happens. I'm not saying it can't. I just don't see it. And to me, Turkey announcing the fight, it don't really make it official. I think people were saying maybe his manager confirmed the fight, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Link is dropped. Yeah, come up here and give me y'all 2 cents. I'm gonna make sure I take some notes because I couldn't, I didn't have time to really just go through everything I wanted to say because the show is short, and I want to make sure everybody get up here and get their 2 cents off. Y'all be sure to support the channel. So far, Boxing Hacker has supported the channel in the super chat. Y'all let me know. Y'all enjoying the show. Y'all enjoying the channel. Y'all enjoying the content. By monetarily supporting the channel, that's how I know when I'm doing a good job. Um, Let me pin this to the top of the chat. Pin to the top of the chat. Link at the top of the chat. Everybody 2 cents off. Shout out JB Sports Boxing Hacker and
Well, what's
Hey,
up,
peace and
Tucson?
blessing.
What up? What up, David? 2 cents. What you got for the show?
Hey, I just want to say one thing. Boxing hacker, keep the Sandtown body snatcher Tank Davis name out your mouth.
You gotta be from Baltimore. You gotta be from Baltimore, brother. You sound like you were born in Baltimore, bro.
Yeah, born and bred,
I
West
can tell.
Side.
Baltimore is the only
Born
place
and
in
bred.
Maryland that they have their own accent. It's crazy.
That's right. Hey, but my 2 cents on this. Brian Norman is gonna go to Devin. If they do fight, they're gonna go to Devin's body. He gonna stop that movement. Once he stop that movement, Devin hurting the body. that hand gonna fall, and he gonna go back to his old habits. And the next thing you know, that left hook gonna go straight to the head, and Devin gonna wake up in the sleep zone. He gonna be like somewhere else. He gonna be looking down like, what did my dad get me into? Why he gotta be running his mouth so damn much? And that's how it's gonna go.
All right, all right. Shout out Band Up, Teach, Paid in Full on the panel. JB Sports, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, shout out to Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. for making the fight happen. You know, this is negotiation goes like all boxing negotiations go. They agree to terms, and contracts have not been signed by either fighter, but you know, this is a regular process as far as getting fights done. You have other fights that have been announced and they haven't signed no contract. It's just that they've agreed to terms, they agreed to where the location is going to be at, they agreed to the month. So the fight is pretty much a done deal. And Devin Haney, you know, the amount of money that he's used to making, man, he's got to fight guys on the level of a Brian Norman Jr. He wants to make what he made when he fought Jose Ramirez or when he fought Ryan Garcia, these other fights. So I think he's probably pretty much getting what he was going to get in the Ryan Garcia rematch that didn't happen. And you got to take a opponent of the caliber of a Brian Norman Jr. He can't fight, you know, he can't fight anybody expect to make the type of money that he used to make. And so I think when you look at the money that he's making and the opponent, that's why this fight is getting signed and delivered for November.
All right, all right. Shout out to Andre. Well, shout out to Big Dre with the $5 in the Cash App. He say for support. Shout out to Big Dre for supporting the channel. Band Up, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Salute everybody on the panel. Salute Nigga Slick. You know what I mean? I want to. There's a few things that happened. One, man, that was a one-rounded, one-sided ass whooping last night on the hands of Floyd Schofield. My boy Wilder came back. You know what I mean? Showed some resilience in the ring. You know what I mean? Showed he got a left hook. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things happened last night. I feel, and on some real shit, that fight was so short. The Tevin Farmers, Floyd Schofield, I watched more of that fight than I watched the Jake Paul because that shit was trash. You know what I'm saying? That shit was trash. I'm hoping to see this Brian Norman Jr. versus Haney. If Haney can't answer that question of the left hook, then he has a chance. Then he has a good chance of winning. If not, then it's gonna be a long night. His last fight didn't answer that question for us, so that question still stands.
What question still stands?
If Haney can get past that left hook.
Okay. I mean, but y'all got to keep in mind though, not everybody got a Ryan Garcia left hook. Like we got to be realistic now. Not everybody throwing them crazy ass left hooks like that. So is he susceptible to left hooks? Period. And the fact that Ryan's left hook was fast was really damaging, or is it the fact that the left hook was just fast and he can defend himself against other left hooks? Rich, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Man, I was just on salute to the panel, but I was just on Cigar Talk, and I was listening to Bill Haney. He said they about to start pre-camp for that fight. So I guess the fight it's really about to happen. And yeah, people got like, I don't like Devin at all, but the hating guys stop, man. That man.
My nigga, speak on who you talking to though, bro.
Who is hating? Who is hating?
That's what I'm
Rich?
saying. This nigga got mad because I simply said that Bill Haney did not
Hold on,
want to
Paid in
fight.
Full. Hold on, Paid in Full.
Can I talk?
He ain't. Hold on. Why you say people hating, Rich?
Nah, people just be hating. Like, you got niggas in the panel saying,
Because sometimes you think criticism be hating, so like you gotta specify what you
First
mean.
of all, I done seen somebody say Devin Haney ain't really want to fight. That's a damn lie. That's
speaking on me.
That's hating all bucks.
Say your command.
That's hating all bucks. How the hell the nigga don't want to fight and he the one that, you know, reached out to the nigga for the fight. Brian Norman wasn't calling for them niggas. He called for Brian Norman.
So what you telling me is that when he got on Coach Malachi panel, and Tay Jones jumped up there and he explained everything that Bill said when he called him. So how the fuck is that hating?
Man, I ain't look at all that stuff.
Exactly. Shut the fuck
All
up.
I know is this shit got made in less than a week. They did their little thing, went back and forth, and this shit got made. And you gotta give
And that's
respect
what
to
I'm
that.
saying. And that's what I'm saying, Rich. That's the point I was trying to make
Yeah,
earlier. Like, either way, it was some capping going on, whether it got made or it didn't get made. Because how all this happened in like 3 days?
that's how. But that just show you how easy it is to make a fight when people not bullshitting around. When they ain't know you gotta do this, you gotta do that. When you gotta do this, you gotta do that. It's hard. That just show you right there. That just show you right there. And I guess I just seen some shit on Showbiz. He said he been knew about it, but he couldn't say nothing about it because Ring Magazine, some crazy stuff he just put
So
out.
they
Like
been had the fight done. That
he
whole
said
back
he
and
said
forth
he said
about
like
that
he said
contract
like
shit was cap.
yeah, he said they had to wait till Ring Magazine to come out. He said, but you gotta think what's the guy Adrian? One
Oh,
of the guys.
his manager. His
Yeah,
manager,
he
yeah.
said
Norman King's
you
manager.
gotta think him and you gotta think Turkey. He said Turkey basically jumped on it as soon as he seen Brian Norman because the stuff that happened out Asia, out China, whatever. He said that's
Yeah,
the reason why
exactly.
he said that's the reason why he jumped on it so badly. He just yeah. So I salute Devin Haney. I still don't like him, but I salute him for what they doing, man, over there.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
what are they doing that just need to be so
That I
salute? He
mean, I
taking a
mean,
fight.
I
Like,
mean
why
that
is
man.
everybody like, I salute? You got to do
Dang,
this
come
to
on,
Devin.
Okay,
You
Chris.
got to bounce
Come
on.
on.
You
wait,
got to
wait,
bounce
Come
on
on.
Devin Johnson. He
wait, wait.
taking a fight. Like,
Three
what
Wait,
are you
times.
talking about?
hold on. Can I say something?
Exactly. That's like that's
Wait.
my thing, bro.
Can I say something? That man 26 years old, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. And ain't nobody that's
What do that
26.
mean?
It
He a
ain't
grown
nobody
man.
that's in
He taking
his
shot at
age.
Tank.
It's nobody in his age range from 26, 25, even 31 with what
Mm-hmm.
Tank is that resume is doing what he's doing right now. And I can
To be
leave my favorite
to
fight out
be
of that
honest,
and all that
if I
stuff. It ain't
if
nobody
we
that's
been
really trying to do besides the Japanese boy not what's his name
In a way.
in a
In the
way
way.
it ain't really nobody really trying to make like fight the best right now. It ain't really
no
nobody trying to do that
let's be honest. I
around the
feel like
age
he was.
range.
I feel like to be honest, he was forced into the fight because for
Oh
one,
my
they put their foot in their mouth. They put their
How
foot
can
in their
you?
mouth. Hold
Hold
on,
He
on.
let
Let
me
me
finish.
get around. Hold on. Let me get around before I open the panel. Go ahead, boxing hacker. Give me your 2 cents.
Yo,
Don't
yeah.
let boxing hacker.
Uh-oh,
Don't
uh-oh.
instigate. Don't instigate nothing. The
Don't
panel's not.
instigate. What?
Just say your two
Two
cents
cents.
and go ahead. Go
Listen, that's
ahead.
what I'm here for.
Boxing hacker. You
I'm
know
here
what
to.
you do. You
I'm
know what
here
I'm talking
to.
about. Don't do that. You
Hey
know
man,
exactly what I'm
shouts out
talking
to
about.
Black Jesus, Devin Haney, man. Shouts out to that brother, man. A lot of people were saying
I ain't
that the
say
fight
all
wouldn't
that
be
though. I
made.
ain't say all that.
Hey, a lot of people were saying the fight wouldn't be made, that they would be scared, that they were forcing. No. Haney and his father called for that fight, and people were saying that they were just capping, and they were saying that they would never sign the contract. It got signed. It's on Turkey's page. It's on Devin's page. The fight's going to happen. So like when people don't jump too soon to doubt the Haneys. Devin's went up to 140, fought champion. He
Boxing
was a
hacker, go get
135.
that, baby.
Hold on one second, man.
Yeah, and the fight is not really signed. It's just the terms have been agreed to. Terms, location, month, all that's been agreed to. The fight has not been
Nah,
signed. But
Bill
I
Haney
think the
said
fight's
Bill
happening.
Haney
I
said
believe the fight's happening. Don't get me wrong. I believe the fight's happening. I'm
Bill
just
Haney
saying
said
right now it's not signed.
they ain't got a location right now. He said it's not no
Yeah,
location.
I just heard Brian Norman say
He
the
said
location been agreed
it's
to.
gonna
I
be in
think.
Riyadh. It's gonna be in Riyadh. It's gonna be in Riyadh in
he said
November. Part of Riyadh State
all
in
he
Saudi
said they
Arabia.
doing pre-camp. They gotta
Yes,
do the 144,
and they already have
140.
a
Gotta go
fight
to
date.
147. You gotta go through all this hospital stuff and all that shit. He said that's all they doing right now.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
also got to realize this, and
Hold on,
it's
y'all. The
already
panel not
been
up yet. Hold
proven.
on, hold on. Paid in full. What's your 2 cents? What you got?
I don't really got nothing because I'm waiting for the open panel.
All right, but paid in full. Say he came over here for the smoke. Teach. What's
Shit.
your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Salute 2 cents and salute to the panel. Wilder came back. Wilder did his thing. I mean,
Stop it,
I like
Teach.
that. I like. Can you hear me?
Teach, stop it. Talking about Wilder did his thing. Cut it out.
I think Wilder did his thing. The way he fought, he was decent. I liked his constant jab. He threw his right hand, with some conviction. He had some good defense in that fight. Yeah, I think he looked okay. Is he ready for like the top guys, like the
Me
top
too.
five and stuff in heavyweight? Nah, I don't think so. But he should come back to fight a guy like if he wants to continue, which he says he is. I think he should come back to fight a guy like Dave Allen, and just continue to improve from there. Um, Floyd, Floyd did his thing last night. Like I knew he was gonna win. Um, I just didn't know he was gonna get like that quick KO. He did his thing. I liked it. Let's see who he fights from there. And then who else? Oh, this whole Devin and Brian Norman thing. I'm glad the fight is made. We're gonna see it in November. I think it's a 50-50 fight, and I favor Devin.
All right, all right, all right. Big Dre, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show? Big Dre, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, my 2 cents is if Devin come out there with that glazed look in his eyes that he came out with against Ramirez, it's gonna be a hard night for him. I don't think he's got it in him. I think that he's showing the fact that there's something disconnected. And he's had it ever since that fight with Ryan. I said um, back on 4/20/24 that Devin was broken. He something broke in him that night. Um, he just couldn't believe that he got beat like that, and he still don't believe he got beat like that. Um, he needs to
Mhm.
get that fixed. He needs to get that fixed. I don't know what it's going to take, but that's what he needs to get fixed. That's my 2 cents.
I agree. True that. True that.
Hey, 2 cent, are you there?
She on mute real quick.
All right, all right. Who we got next? Thomas Hill, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show? I'll be back in 1 minute, y'all.
All right.
Big
So you
Dog
want-
Willie, give your 2 cents after Thomas Hill. Go ahead, Thomas.
Hey, well, since my man just showed up July 12th, Louis Armstrong Stadium, huge fight going down between The Truth, Shakur Stevenson versus the Thundering Herd, Jose Cepeda. And it's going to be to set the bar, the order, the rank and file, the whole damn listing of the lightweight division in order. And it should be a tremendous fight and one that definitely deserves people's attention. And I'm a fan for my man Shakur, like his fans won't do. Ain't no mentioning or no damn hair grease, no damn Tank, no damn Jake Paul. By the way, Jake Paul fight last night, straight dumpster juice. I want him to fight a real fighter so they can finally sit his ass down. And also, shout out to the kid, man. The kid did what I didn't think he would do, but that he had the potential to do. And that's take advantage of somebody that really wasn't truly respecting him. So shout out to the kid for putting himself up in the limelight. Last but not least, the capologist zone, Sir Capalot Records, aka Mr. William Haney and Mr. Brian Norman Sr. Yeah, they got everybody focused, buzzed, and talking about it. I believe the fight when it actually has a damn promo for it, whether it be by presser or anything else than that. Other than that, man, it's just smoke and mirrors, and it's just trying to generate a buzz for these people because they haven't manufactured one on their own, so they're trying to fabricate it. But shout out to them if it happens, man, and it's a fight that I would love to see, man. And on that, the birds are chirping, so I guess I'm done.
Well, yeah, the price agreed to. Like I said, they agreed to terms, venue and location. So, the contract hasn't been signed, but that's just a regular process of how these boxing fights gets done. So it's not nothing out the ordinary. Oh, the contract ain't signed. That's usually how it works. They don't usually sign. You got some fights that haven't been officially signed to like a day or two before the actual fight. So this is not out the ordinary. The bottom line is both accounts have agreed to terms and they're happy with the monetary money that they getting. So I think the fight's gonna go down. It's gonna be part of a big mega card in November. So we gotta look forward to that, man. We get 50 fights. We ought to be happy about that.
Big Dog Willie, what you got for the show?
And I don't
What's
care if that shit on the
cracking?
super
What's
undercard.
cracking? What's cracking with you guys? I want to say shout out to Floyd Schofield. He's talking about Shakur. I don't trust Floyd Schofield, Kid Austin, because the shit he pulled in February, talking about he got poisoned and some woman walked by and gave him and rubbed some grease on him or something like that, and like on some James Bond type shit. No, I don't want to see him fight nobody. Yeah, and what's going on? So the fight. You said the fight's on the. You guys just go ahead. I'll chime in because I'm out of words right now.
Well, the fight is July 12th, Louis Armstrong Stadium. Tune in, man. Big fight right around the corner. Shakur Stevenson versus Jose Cepeda. Because his fans won't do it, I'm gonna do it for him, man. Shout out, big look. Hopefully it'll be a barn burner. I expect Shakur to dog walk that ninja.
Boxing Hacker, y'all going to the Shakur fight? Teach Boxing Hacker.
You hear Thomas is Williams Cepeda.
Let's go with
it. William, yeah. Jose Cepeda been retired.
Yeah, he has been, but you know what? We just got to generate buzz some type of way.
Oh yeah,
I'm just doing what all the other people do to other folks. I'm just giving them the fake news, the news that we get. But for real, it's gonna be William Cepeda.
Yeah.
William Cepeda, he ranked number one in every sanctioning body. He ranked number one WBO, WBC, WBA, and IBL. So it's a good opponent. If Shakur wins the fight, man, he need to get his credit, man. He beating the number one guy that's ranked number one in every sanctioning body. So undefeated.
He wasn't ranked number one. Shakur was fighting. But people say Shakur gonna wash him. So how can you get credit for an opponent for an opponent that your own fan
2
base
cents,
don't
stop it. 2 cents, stop it.
I mean, but we say Shakur's gonna wash Tank too. What's the difference?
2 cents, stop it. Come on, man.
They keep saying Cepeda not good, Big Dog Willie. They do.
But that's who's saying that? Who's saying that?
He's good.
Nobody's saying that.
Oh,
yeah,
nobody.
Okay. Saying that. Okay. Nobody.
Yeah,
just because people say he's gonna wash him doesn't mean he's not good.
Okay, so that's what I was getting because Rich be saying how Cepeda sorry. Like Rich don't think Cepeda.
I never said Cepeda was sorry. I said I want to see Cepeda rough Shakur up.
No.
And I want to see Shakur show his real skills on y'all, so y'all can stop saying that same old shit.
That ain't what I've been hearing. That ain't
I ain't never said Cepeda sorry. Hell nah.
Listen to this.
I think.
I mean, Cepeda right now, right? Cepeda is the best opponent after Tank, right? So when Shakur beats Cepeda, he's gonna get full credit. Nobody after Tank is better than Cepeda, and that's facts. He was ranked number one in every sanctioning body. Got to remember that.
Yeah, he definitely in the top 10. I know if anybody can pull up the Ring magazine rankings and lightweight, he's definitely in the top 10, probably in the top 5. But he's top
number 3.
Wait, what was Andy Cruz rate?
They got Tank and Shakur 1-2. That's in the ring. They got Tank 1, Shakur 2. I don't know who's after that.
I mean, he's number 1. He has to be number 3. And
yeah, I mean, probably. I gotta look it up. He probably is.
Yeah.
He's definitely in the top 10. Definitely top 10.
Like after Tank and Shakur is Cepeda.
Yeah, that's what it is. So you passed the top 10. That's not top 10's not even it. Yeah.
Top 5. I got you.
No fight makes sense for them.
Either way, man. Shout out to Shakur because he's fighting the true threat. Meanwhile,
the top 3 in his division.
Yeah, a true threat. And meanwhile, you got fabricated other champions out there getting pressed because they fought hair grease, Jake Paul, and some other bullshit. So I'm just letting you know. Tune in to see my man Shakur. Dog
You
walked the
mean
hell out of
shit
Zepeda.
stain Shakur? You mean shitty
Shakur
shit
fan,
stain
Thomas Hill.
Shakur?
I'm a boxing fan, dog. I rock with them
And see, I'm
all.
going to the fight.
I never
The thing
really, I
is, I
never.
don't like
I
the
ain't know that.
location though, because it's all the
Yeah,
way
yeah,
out
you
in
right here. It's a
Queens.
bad location. It's a strong call, but it's hard to get to. I heard it's hard to get to that location. So, but it's a
Hey,
strong call. So
that,
can't
that,
knock the call.
that's
Just hopefully they have a good crowd, good electric buzz for the fight.
hey, shout out JB because that's true, man. But that also is a byproduct of Turkey promotions, man. He do stuff sometimes that's a little different than most. But hey, we getting a hell of a fight nonetheless, man. And unlike some of his fans, man, I'm gonna straight promote the damn fight, dog. And I'm gonna say it right this time, man. Before I was
Dude's
doing the
right
date
though, boy.
wrong. Then I was doing the stadium wrong. Now I'm doing the name wrong. But I'm just doing for his fans what some of his fans would never do for him, dog.
Yeah.
Promote the goddamn fight. And we got a good one coming up, and it's right around the corner. So to
Yep.
be clear and actually do it right this time, Sugar,
That's right, y'all.
shit,
Shit stain
cool,
versus Wilkes versus Cepeda. That's going to be a good fight.
and he gonna
I
dog
just
walk
hope
the
his
hell out of
stool don't
Cepeda.
smell like shit whenever Willie Moses got to pick it up after each round.
Yeah,
Nah,
well,
where the hate? Where that hate coming from?
Fucking,
That's
I
super
don't know
hate.
what that
Hey,
nigga talking about,
that's
man.
that nigga nickname. That's
I
his
don't,
nickname.
I don't
Hey,
know
It's
y'all
what
not
That's
make
his
his
he
sure y'all
nickname.
talking
hit
about,
nickname.
that
man.
like and
I
subscribe
don't know
button. Make
what
sure
he
y'all hit
talking
that
about.
cash app at 2 cents boxing or drop your 2 cents in a super chat to let me know how you feeling. Let me know you enjoying the channel. Make sure y'all punch that like and subscribe button if you have not already. Um, we're gonna see. I mean, the Shakur Stevenson fight, I don't think they're promoting it enough, honestly. I see Shakur doing some interviews and stuff. I seen them tweeting about, anybody basically saying anybody can get knocked out in the first round. Don't get too hype over Tevin Farmer. The knockout that Kid Austin got over Tevin Farmer. What y'all think about that? He like, hey, don't get too hype. Was he hating? Or was he
No,
Nah,
he's
just
yeah,
being
telling the
like,
that's
truth.
come on,
He's
that's
y'all,
telling the
we
that's
true.
truth.
it.
having
But
fun.
that's why I
Like,
hate
Hold
that
on,
y'all,
hold,
fight guy.
y'all
hey,
don't get
Feel
too
so.
hype over.
He
hold on.
hating.
This,
He
hold on. This
throwing
what
so
these,
much shade
this,
on that man. Come on,
hold on.
cut
This
That's
it
what
why I
these
out.
hate that
cards.
fight.
This
Feel
what
that was the
these.
fight
Man,
I was looking most
he
forward to on that
deserved to get
card they
shade
had.
thrown on him.
Hold,
After we
hold
One
on.
mic,
pulled,
one mic, one mic, one
He
mic.
was drawing
Hold
more
on.
shade than
Hold on. This what
Auntie
these
Schofield.
these what these
no,
contact
no,
creators
no.
forget to. This what these contacts forget to say. Before the fight even happened, he said that the kid young, he gonna come out really strong. He said that way before the fight, and then after the fight, he said the same thing.
Yeah, he
But
does.
that's what they
Shakur said
forget. That's
that.
what they forget to say though. And then he
Shakur said
said
Ain't
it
that.
they
Yeah.
after.
about 4 years apart, 4 or 5 years apart?
Yeah, he said that way before
So
the fight.
how is
Then he
he a
said
kid? He a grown ass man. Cut it out.
Yeah.
the
That's
nigga
why
He
I hate
called
named
that
himself
fight.
Kid
Feel
kid.
bro.
Austin. That man
He called
named
himself
Kid
kid.
Austin. His
That
name is
man,
Kid
Kid
he a
Austin.
Austin.
grown ass man. He
That man
22
named
years
Kid
old,
Austin.
going on
His name is
23.
Kid Austin. That's what he
That
calls himself, Kid
man name is
Austin.
Kid Austin.
Yeah, that's a pun on words, a play on words that he was
Nah,
using.
we don't
It's
know
not
nothing
That
playing
was
on,
about that.
it's
We
playing
just
on
shade.
one
call that
word.
nigga
It's
a
not playing
kid,
on
man.
word.
His name Kid
That
His name's
was
Austin.
the
Shakur
Auntie
Austin.
It's kids,
Schofield
man.
type of
Fuck that
shade.
nigga. Nigga
That's
named
the
Kid
Auntie
Austin.
Schofield name shade.
Man.
He throwing shade like Auntie Schofield.
That nigga
The
named Kid
kid, the
Austin.
kid, the kid. Come on. He could
Yeah,
have
but
just went
Yeah.
on and called him Schofield.
So
Yeah. That's
that's
why I
the
hate
hate
that
that
fight. Feel
that what
brutal.
you're so mad about? Kid Austin and his
No,
dad
I'm
did some
just
bullshit.
putting out the obvious.
Shakur deserved to
Plain and
tell him something.
simple.
They did some bullshit in February.
Yeah.
And we all known
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it was big. That was the fight I was looking most forward to on that card. That was on that Better Be Billable rematch. That was supposed to happen on that rematch. That was the fight I was really looking forward to. And so when that fight
Yeah.
fell out, I was like, damn, it still had some good
yeah,
fights on there. Ortiz and
yeah.
So
Mesmerov, but
you
that was the
can't
one
use
fight I
that.
was,
You can't say anything about Shakur getting on him. That was some
oh yeah, it
bullshit.
wasn't. Yeah, it was. That wasn't no Shakur. That was
JB,
on Kid Austin.
JB.
I would be
Yeah.
But
looking
he
for his
not
interview
talking
versus
about
Wilder.
that. He
No, it's too
talking
low, but
about
still,
he talking about the fight last night.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
If he wanted to talk
You can't
about
talk
what
shit.
happened, if he wanted to talk about what happened back then, he should have just went on and brought that up. You know what I mean?
No. You can't talk
No,
shit. You
he
can't
was
talk shit.
talking shit
Say I want
about
to
his
fight you after what
performance,
happened. No, you can't
seeing
say
how
I
he
want to
knocked
fight
out
you.
the dude that he's about to fight, gave
No.
him the
It don't work like
hardest
that.
fight, dude.
It doesn't work like that. It does
Fight.
not work like that.
The board, the British board of whatever took him out the fight, and that was the reason why he couldn't fight. He himself did not
Oh, that's
say
another excuse.
I don't want to
That's
fight.
another excuse.
Oh,
The guy
so
was laying in the
everything is
bed
excuse.
acting like he was
When the
dying.
commission took him out to fight because they saw he legitimately was injured. It's
Excuses.
bullshit. It's
Excuses.
cat.
He said he
Come
got food
on.
for him. That's what
Hey,
it
Come
hey,
said.
on.
He said that
Come on.
David
right after the
Lynch,
fight
man.
last night.
Hey, I'm
My
Blame the
man,
British board for stopping the fight. Y'all
No,
I
gonna
agree.
no, we're
blame
blaming
him.
him. We're blaming him.
Y'all gonna
you
blame
blaming
him.
him.
But
I can't
anyway,
believe I
Yeah.
Because of
can't
the British.
I can't
Y'all,
believe this guy. I can't
man,
believe
get
this.
the fuck out
I
of here,
can't believe
yo.
this guy David up here
Rich,
co-signing that shit though.
because the
That's
question
I ain't
sad.
was,
co-signing it.
hold on,
It's a
y'all, hold on,
fact.
Hold
y'all.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
The question was Shakur Stevenson throwing shade? That's the question. Whether whatever happened, a Kid Austin pulled out the fight. Some people think he shouldn't fight him because of that. Some people like whatever, just remake the fight and make it in the United States, so you got to deal with all of that. But was he throwing shade? Was he hating?
No, it wasn't. I mean, it was so honest though. Like
I'm not
one shot can change a fight. You know,
Man, Shakur was hating
I don't
like a
even
baby
understand.
mama. That
I don't
He
let
wasn't.
me
understand
He
stop, yo.
see.
why
This
you
is
keep.
crazy.
Let me
You
stop,
guys
yo.
have so much hate for
I'm gonna leave
Shakur
it
that you're
alone.
gonna blame it on him.
I think he just broke down
I'm
how the
not
fight
blaming.
went.
What?
He
What you
got caught
talking
cold in
about?
the first round. He
The
got caught
question
cold. He
was,
broke it
was
down.
he throwing shade? I believe he was throwing shade because
If
of his
Kid
statement.
Austin wants to fight
Plain and
Shakur,
simple.
he should beat
That's
Tank
it.
and he should go
You
fight
think he was
Tank
throwing
for the
shade?
title, and then Shakur will fight for unification. But it doesn't make
About
sense
to
for
happen. You
Shakur.
think he was throwing shade?
Was he throwing shit? No, not really. He was just being honest. You know, at the end of the day, like,
But what you mean? Nobody asked you though. So the fact that you came on and typed it
well,
on your X makes it
well,
throwing
people,
shade.
no, it's
It's
not.
like you just being honest,
Most
like you
fighters
just
always
coming
comment
on
on
with like,
fights, right?
Hey, one thing we know about hackers, any fighter that
that's
is
what the
direct
honest don't mean what they
opposition,
say.
any
Go ahead.
fighter that is in direct opposition to Tank, he gonna ride for it, because that boy can't stand him some Tank.
I don't hate
I'm gonna
no.
say
I don't
this.
even hate
I'm gonna
Tank.
say this.
That's the funny
If he
thing.
was hating, it is hella justified, because that Mickey Fricky and his dad, since his dad was being a spokesman for him, said that Mickey Fricky planted drugs up in his damn car, to which he was able to go home. Want to go home? You want to go to jail? Nigga said he was having people put contaminated cream on him,
Stolen
massaging it in
passport.
him. Nigga pulling passports. Mickey Freaky kidnapped some stuff, and on top of that, poisoned this nigga, man. So you know, honestly, what he did in the ring helps take a little bit of the stuff that he did before the ring, the last fight around, to make him look somewhat of a fighter again. Now, hopefully, he get another chance, but he got a chance when he should not have gotten a chance. He wasn't even ranked in Shakur's division in the top 15, and they still said, "You know what? We gonna fight."
He's
And it
still
was
not.
the fight that I wanted to see on the fight on the court, not because I wanted to see Shakur tested, but I wanted to see if this dude was literally really a legit fighting threat, a true championship contender. Because I think what's about to happen to Zepeda is about to would have happened to his ass too. But since he got that knockout, and it was against a pretty damn technically sound fighter, we bringing his name up again. So shout out to that brother. But I do think it was a little bit of a slap at him, because you know it was what they did to him, and what they did to him, like he said, was really diabolical. It was liable, and it was slanderous.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Now, hopefully, the people on the panel understand that.
Then why they didn't take it to court? You said it
Oh,
was
come on,
land.
man.
Man, come on, man.
It wasn't in
What you a
America. What court
police
do you
too,
want to take
man?
it to? It
Oh,
was in
nah,
I'm
Saudi
gonna
man. Come
troll
on,
the
Arabia,
hell
bro.
man.
out y'all tonight.
Hey,
Yeah, it was in Saudi
Dave.
Arabia.
Now, Dave, I feel you on that one, though. I
Take
feel
like
you
what?
on that one, but
Hey, David. Hey, David. They ain't doing that out Sandtown, man. Pennsylvania Avenue. They ain't on no police shit like that, man.
hey, I
I
guess they
don't
didn't
want to
spend
see.
enough
I
time.
don't
They
want
didn't
to
spend enough
see
time. Oh, my
Devin.
bad.
Village,
I don't want to see
Anderson
Devin
Avenue,
and Norman.
Anderson Village. They ain't doing that out
But
there, man.
listen, but think about this, y'all. Turkey put on cars. They be great matchups on paper, but then when we get to watch them, they don't be as good as we thought they were gonna be. How do you think that's gonna take effect into this fight, especially if the fight is in Saudi?
What fight?
I mean, that's something that you
Norman
can't
and Devin.
control, bro.
Oh, you're
You
talking about
can't
Norman
control
Devin.
that
Oh, okay.
because it depends on how the fighters come out, like the night or the day of the fight. So that's something that you can't control. Like last night, we saw a shitty fight with Jake Paul and the other dude. Like we can't control that.
Oh, they definitely control that.
You think it was like a setup? I
That
don't
shit
think
was
so.
fixed
I
as
told
hell.
y'all I had Jake Paul by contract.
Mm.
No, yeah, about the
That's
contract.
fixed. Them fights were fixed,
It's
man.
all in the contract.
No, I don't think so. I feel like
He
Chavez
didn't throw
Jr. is
no
not
punches
good.
for 8 rounds, and then the last 3 rounds
Chavez
when he
Jr.
threw
ain't good
punches,
Yeah,
he
though.
that was
damn near dropped Jake.
that was
But
Chavez
He
Jr.
damn near
does
dropped
though.
he's
That's
Jake.
what
good.
he do. He
He's
fight
really
like
good.
one round. He did that against Sergio Martinez. Got whooped from
That's
left pillar
good.
to post 11 rounds straight, and then want to knock him out, knock him down in the 12th
You
round, and
heard?
almost got the knockout.
Did you hear what
That's what he
Drake said
does.
on his ex? Did you hear what Drake said on his ex? He said if anybody accused him of setting up fights, he's going to serve them. That's what he said.
Oh,
Oh,
Drake.
Jake Paul. Oh,
Yeah,
Jake. I think
Drake
talking about
Paul.
Drake. Jake Paul. I got
Yeah,
you.
said if
Okay,
No,
so
anybody
no, he's not. No, he's
you have
not.
your own
he's going to
opinion. I don't
serve
fuck
them.
with that.
Man, cut it out. What
Talk
he
about
do is not boxing. That performance last night speaks for itself.
Jake Paul is trash, y'all.
I mean,
He's
Trash.
trash.
the
His
first
jab looked like
the,
shit,
the first 3 to 4
and he
rounds, I
can't
thought he
bob a
was
weave.
solid.
Huh?
The first 3 to 4 rounds, I thought Jake was solid, but then he just got gassed after that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
just
yeah. It
yeah,
didn't
he
look.
gotta let his hands go a little more. He like to be on the outside, jumping around, sticking that jab out. You can tell he got like a technical style. His coaches they coach him more of a technical style, but he just got to get a little bit better at it. Fight a little bit more in the mid range. Either hit in or out. He just don't have too much after that, man. He got to start putting his combinations together, just being a little bit more technical. But no,
He
he's
got a
okay.
He's
whole
He's
good.
improved.
JB.
He's
You name
improved.
got a whole
For his
list of stuff you
experience,
just named.
he's doing good for his experience.
Yeah,
If
JB
he was an
yeah.
sports like
amateur, he wouldn't
he
be in
just
the
got to
open
get his
section.
footwork together. He got to get
Like
in
he's
and out.
doing
He got
really
to get
good.
his hands up. He got to get his jab together. He got to learn to move his head. He got to learn to
He
slip
got
punches. I'm like,
exactly. You
yeah.
got a lot of shit to learn.
But only
Yeah.
67 fights, guys. I mean, you think
Yeah.
about like that's really good. Like
I think,
for his
yeah,
where he is, that's pretty good. Like if he was
I
an
think for a
amateur,
big guy
he
like
will
him,
not be in the open. He'll be like in the
for a
novice
big guy
section
like
of the
him, he
amateur.
has fast legs because
Box
like he was
Hacker,
jumping in and out.
Jake Paul could walk into my gym and get beat up in sparring by the people in my gym. He's
Hey,
not good.
hey,
He's not good, bro.
I mean, he's out there
He
winning
looks like
though.
he just started. He looked like the person in the gym that just got in the gym. They just start getting in. They finally learning and getting putting it together. That's what Jake Paul looked like. He makes so many mistakes. Any decent fighter would drop Jake Paul. Any
Hey,
decent fighter at his weight
I mean,
is
him
going
and
to
Wilder would be a
drop
good
him.
fight.
two
That's
cents. Can
why
I
he
say
Wilder
fighting
one
would
all
be a
thing?
good
those
fight.
tomato cans.
Yeah, Wilder. I
Two.
think he should fight Wilder. What's up,
I would
Thomas?
like to see
No,
that
Wilder
too.
would
I
murder
would
that
love to see
man.
that.
One punch.
No, I would love to see that. Like now, if he beat Wilder, I
But
give
that's
him a
all Wilder got
little
is
bit of
one
credit,
punch.
just a little bit, because Wilder still looked like Herman Munster in that ring last night. Hey, that being
What?
said, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. 2 cents boxing, Big Dre, David Lynch,
Curry
paid
Wilder
in
was
full.
crazy, bro.
All are Tank Davis fans. If he were to fight
Oh shit!
Jake Paul, would you guys like that?
No,
Hell,
No nigga that
No.
rocks with Tank Davis would love or justify the hell that nigga's fighting
I
the
wouldn't
nigga
care if
that's
exhibition with Jake Paul. I wouldn't
an
care.
exhibition, right? But not
Yeah,
nothing in the prime of his career, right?
I wouldn't care.
No, not in the prime of his
You can
career. I
do
don't
it
think
right
he will. I
It
don't think
wouldn't
he
be no
wants
real
to.
fight.
now.
It'd
Cause
be
I
a
wouldn't
Tank,
care.
circus.
Tank will go in there and just
Guess
beat that
what?
nigga body up
The
If
reason
if
why
if
I
that
wouldn't
shit
Tank
was
care,
to
listen,
It
happen.
won't be. It's a
listen,
fake
think
fight.
about it. If Tank took an exhibition fight after he fought Roach with Jake Paul, everything Tank do after that is gonna be super huge.
facts.
It's going to be super huge. That would
but
be
that
a
would be
genius
terrible.
idea, in my
but
opinion.
That would be
And that's
but
terrible.
why I don't know why you get so
Cause
mad
you
at
know
me for
why?
saying
That
Jake Paul
being the
versus
You're
Tank.
gonna
caveat.
have a
I wouldn't want to see
you're
that
gonna
when you
have
got fights out
That's
there with the
as would
cool
probably put him
potentially.
where
I wouldn't
somewhere
want to see
close
that
to
there.
where Mayweather
what
was.
if Jake looks good in that tank fight? How does his future
He
fight
didn't
go?
even look good in the
That's,
Chavez fight. What are you
that's what I'm
talking
What
Hey, did
what's
about?
you
Jake box out Tank?
did you see
Jake
the
Paul does,
Chavez
Imagine
fight,
Jake
Teach?
Paul knocking out
I'm
Tank.
saying, but if Jake Paul goes out then, does something against Tank and looks good against Tank, nah, the setup for future fights is not gonna look good, man.
I'm
Teach,
gonna
you
say
sound
this.
ridiculous.
NDA. Any nigga that fight that nigga Jake Paul gotta sign an NDA. And it
Yeah.
showed at
Listen,
this fight, it showed in the Tyson fight. I seen Tyson
Yep.
who threw punches all day long against Roy Jones Jr. put that right back in the holster when he was about to unload on Jake
Mm-hmm.
Paul. I am not sold on no goddamn Jake Paul. I do not root for that nigga Jake Paul, other than the fact that he promotes the hell out of women, and he's doing a fantastic work there. If they were to get in the ring, it is like 2 Cents said, to generate more buzz than he already has. But after that, it better be Shakur. In freaking Shakur's hometown, at his freaking mom's house, and beat that ass. That's all I want to see. That's all I want to see.
No, but you don't
So
like that,
everybody
but
can change this narrative.
you don't like.
You heard
Mike
that
Tyson
too,
had breast
right?
cancer, he just
Coach
got
Kenny
into a
said,
fight.
Nigga, we'll fight you in your backyard.
Sure. Yeah,
This has to be
Oh,
you can
shit.
say that all you want.
Jake right now, he has like 70 pounds over Tank.
But why you
Yeah,
so
I don't think it's gonna
why you
happen.
so
It's a
mad
He
at
got
fake
more than
fight.
that. That
But
ain't
It's a
gonna
look,
fake
happen.
fight.
y'all
Why
listen
you
to
guys?
Tank
this.
ain't gonna fight him.
Hold
I don't
on,
think it's
y'all.
gonna
Listen.
happen.
This is the type of stuff people say, and then when you respond with logic and common sense, they say you being emotional. Cambosis is more proven at 135 than Tank.
That's a
Get
How?
Tank
the
hater.
fuck out of
That's a
here.
Tank
You
hater
get
right there. That
How?
no, because
Get
No.
the
Cambosis
him,
fuck out of here.
King
Come
Judah,
was
on.
unified though. We can't. It's not.
freaking frequent flyer, boxing hacker, all these niggas, they pure
He was
existence is to
unified though.
wake up and hate on Tank.
Wait.
No,
Cambosis fine
If he
at
Mm-hmm.
if you say
135.
he fought better opponents at 135, I can hear that argument because he
Yeah,
fought Loma, he
he
fought
did.
Haney, and he just got through fighting Hitchinson. So if you say
But
his
he lost.
resume is better at
He
135, he got a
lost.
better
And he had
fighter.
more titles. It is an interesting
Well,
argument. He
You
had
well,
don't
more
get
well
a
who is
titles.
better
Tank?
resume because you lose because you a gatekeeper
Non-interested
to get
I'm
beat
just,
up
no,
on.
No, but he was
no, I'm saying his
unified.
opponents have been better at 135 than Tank's opponents at 135.
Yeah, of
That's what
course.
If
that's
that's
what he's
the
trying to
case,
say.
But
then why
That
Devin
JB,
doesn't
Haney
mean he's
trying to
more
fight
proven because he
everybody
lost.
Tank
No, it
knocked
don't
out?
mean
but JB,
More
he
proven
fought him
victory
after
than
Tank
fight.
was supposed to have fought him, right? Oh no, he fought him before, right? He fought, my bad. But anyway, when they were saying Tank was supposed to fight Jake Paul, Loma, they was talking about, oh, he aged him out. He no good. But just a year, like some months before, he fought Devin Haney, and it was the fight of the year. It was the greatest fight of his. So like Tank can't win for losing. So the only thing he can do is take the fight in New Jersey, right in front of that nigga house, and put on a show so that people can never doubt him when it comes to that guy, because it will be a new
And
narrative.
he's not gonna ever do that. So we don't have to worry about that.
He ain't gonna fight no.
You mean
We got the
you
wrong
mean
guy, bro.
Shakur never going to sign that
No,
contract? And in free
Tank
agency,
ain't
Shakur
gonna
going
sit
to
in one.
sign with Turkey
Hold
again.
on.
Watch.
No.
Watch.
Don't make
Free
excuses.
agency coming up.
Now I want to know. Now Shakur
One more
becomes a free
fight.
agent. Hold on. Shakur becomes a
Watch
free
what
agent after
happens.
this fight. Now, if he goes and sign with Turkey again, did he really want the Tank fight?
Yes, you don't have to sign
Oh
with
my
PBC to get
fucking
a tank
God,
fight.
bro.
What are we
Yeah,
talking
you guys are
about?
tripping about
Wait a
that.
minute, but
You
Say
guys,
that
you guys
shit
are tripping
all
about
over
that.
again.
You don't have to sign with somebody's promotional company to fight the person.
Then Bud had to
no,
sign
you
with
don't. But
PBC.
Didn't
if
Bud
you
sign with
know,
PBC to get Pearl?
Loma
Turkey
Strickland
wasn't
was with
around.
Rob
Turkey
Blank,
wasn't
bro.
around then.
It
Loma
doesn't
Strickland was with Rob
matter.
Blank. He's not with
It
PBC.
does matter.
Hold on,
Because
y'all.
Turkey paying big money.
Hold on. Somebody I gotta mute y'all. I
Big
gotta
dog,
mute
well, you don't know
everybody.
what the fuck Turkey
Somebody got
said.
a
You
bunch of
just
noise
fall
in
for
the
what the fuck
background.
you hear.
Hold on, paid in full. Hold on. If Shakur Stevenson signs back with Turkey once after this fight and his contract is up, once again he's making it. Not saying the fight can't happen at all, but he's making it more difficult for it to happen.
Hey, can I say something real
No,
quick? It's
really.
2000.
Is
It's
all
No.
the only
2000.
point we're trying to make because now you have
Okay.
this. It'll because hold on, no, you can't say something. I'm talking, bro.
No, go ahead. I stopped
So
talking.
it's funny when people say when people say they can make the fight. You got to think about it like it's gonna be cross promotional. It's gonna have to be on the Zone and Amazon Prime, like all that type of stuff. That's what people mean when they're saying if you want to make the fight, come over here so it'll be easier. We don't got to do all of that. So if he re-signs and put those type of barriers back in the way, there are a lot of people that believe that he don't really want the fight like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but Tucson,
Hey,
that's
look,
not
wait,
even
hold on,
true,
Box
right?
Hacker. Box
Wait, one
Hacker. Hey,
second.
Box
That's not
Hacker.
even
Hey,
true
Box
because
Hacker. Hold on. It's 2025, right? When the last time it's been hard for cross promotions, man? This shit, like, what the fuck?
In 2023 when they fought
It's
Ryan Garcia. What are you
2023,
talking about?
2 years ago. God
Okay.
damn,
it
it's
wasn't hard then
2025.
either.
We
It's
still
never
talking about
hard.
cross
Shakur name ain't
promotion.
Shakur ain't that big, but he not big as
We
Ryan
still
Garcia
talking about
either.
And
cross
Turkey and
promotion
PBC work
in
together. What's the
2025.
problem?
Bro, he wasn't
Yeah.
as big as Ryan Garcia, so of course he could have made that fight.
This the only fight. This the only fight that's hard
He
to make
wasn't as
because
big as
cross
Ryan
promotions.
Garcia.
Every other fight easy to make.
So why
Come
didn't
on, all
Bud
right,
do
I'm
a
done, man.
why didn't they
Y'all
make a fight with Bud cross promotional then?
Bro,
If that's the case.
Bud left Top Rank. What
He
are you
has a
talking about?
point though. You guys can't use that
exactly.
cross
Yeah, it's
promotional
not
stuff
real
no
reason.
more.
How
That
come you
doesn't make any
can't? Because
sense.
some
It never
people are
made
signed
sense.
to the network. What the fuck
Man,
are you
it's
talking about?
2025. When the last time we heard about the cross
Rehab
promotion?
season, they work together,
It's
y'all.
only with these two
That's not
fighters.
even a cross promotional thing. I don't
Have
even know.
you seen David
Man,
these
PBC
are
ass or
the
any of the
promotional fighters.
PBC big fighters ever fight on one of the PI season cards or under Turkey? No, you haven't.
Yo, PBC fights fight on the card all the time. Who
Man,
No,
I
they
get
big
caught
name
up in
fighters,
this
but they
fight
don't.
that
Wait,
actors
who's Brody
with
Do
Romero?
they
the
sell
delusion
pay-per-views,
thinking.
He
y'all?
just on Rehab
Do
season.
they
Who's
sell
Brody Romero?
pay-per-views?
Paid in full.
Do they
Man, this
sell
is
pay-per-views?
this is
None of them niggas over there signed with the B-side sheet
it's the
can
only it's
draw
only one
numbers
fight.
of
It's
people
only one
that's going
fight
to
to be.
buy a pay-per-view. None of them.
It's only
I
one
never
That's
fight.
why
heard, I
that
never
nigga
heard of
working
no
at a
B side.
loss.
It's only
I never
one
heard of
fight
no
that
A
needs to be
side
made.
motherfucker having to do with
Turkey
the
is
B
at a
side tailgate.
deficit when it
It's only
comes
one
to
fight.
selling
Mike,
damn
Rich,
fights
hold
on
on, Rich. Why you
pay-per-view.
keep trying to scream on everybody? Hold on, one mic.
I'm just saying
Listen,
it's only
y'all.
one fight that needs to be
Tank
made, and we
is
talking about cross promotions.
because Tank is signed with
only
Amazon
one
Prime. What
fight.
is y'all acting like?
Like that shit
Y'all can keep
crazy.
acting like that shit don't matter all y'all want to. That's cool.
And
Keep
y'all
acting
know
like it
what
don't
Shit
it
matter.
out of
is.
hand, man.
Tell
This
them
shit
B
out of
shit.
hand,
They
And
know
man.
what
Rehab
it
season work
is.
together. It doesn't really
This
matter.
shit is out of hand.
It does
And the
matter because
bottom
then
It
that
line,
doesn't
mean you
matter.
don't want
Both
the
fight
fucking
fighters
fight.
want it doesn't.
No, they just want to
Doesn't,
make an
dude.
excuse. There it
Yeah,
goes. That's the excuse that they want
they
to make.
just want to
That's
make.
all it
Who
is.
want to make an
you
That's
got
all
excuse?
it
Man,
is.
go wipe some
Y'all,
asses,
And
bro.
y'all
y'all,
already know Tank not
y'all.
going over to fight no
man. We
damn
just
Saudi
let
Arabia
it be
That's
on
what
with
I'm
them
PBC.
saying,
crooked
bro. Like
ass
they want
Who
that
said it was gonna be in
referees
B-side.
Saudi
that
Arabia?
Turkey hire.
Who said it was
Like
gonna be in
That's
that.
Saudi
where he
Arabia?
want. That's
Since
where
when
he
the
want
fuck do
him
the
to
B
be
side
at.
gotta concede to the
That ain't
man.
gonna happen.
since
Now,
when
how's
the
he
A
Turkey
side
conceding?
don't
have to
believe
concede to
in
what the
A
B
side,
side
B
wants them to
side.
do?
How's he
Turkey don't
conceding?
believe in A
How
side,
is he
B
conceding?
side.
Man.
He
How is
don't
he
Both
believe
fighters
conceding?
have
in
seats on the table,
managers.
man. Y'all just make
How
Man,
is
we
he
Shakur
conceding?
ain't
seen
never
Y'all
been on
some
no fucking
delusional
pay-per-views. He ain't never
man,
sold
we
no fucking
seen all
pay-per-view.
types
So
of
why the
fights
fuck
being.
the
We
Y'all
fuck
seen
some
ain't
all
he
types of.
delusional
going?
Okay, well,
motherfuckers.
you
We
guys are
seen
getting
all
high.
types of.
You only
We
see
I'm
your
asking you, how
ugly
is he
state of
conceding?
They own
reality.
it
How
for the
is he
fight
conceding?
That's
promotion
all.
I'm asking you a question.
man, we
How is he
seen all
conceding?
fights. We seen all fights being
Eddie
made.
Hearn.
2028. We gonna
Nobody
still
want
be
to answer
talking
that
about one
question.
fight
Nobody want
cross
to answer that
promotion.
question. I see how it is.
Luke versus Stan
Oh,
Young.
nigga,
Everybody else talking
what's
in
so
the
hard
Eddie
about
Hearn
that
background.
nigga going
y'all.
to go get the fight
What are
that
you
he
talking
want?
about?
What's so hard about
What
that?
the?
What are you talking
2028
about?
Man,
cross
I
promotion.
gotta agree.
Tank
I
and
gotta
Shakur.
agree with Pate on this one.
Man, come on, man.
So I gotta agree with Pate on this one, right? Because Tank right now he's the A side. So if Shakur wants that fight, he should go, to where Tank is.
Exactly.
And ideally for me, like I want Shakur to be on Amazon when he fights Tank, right? Shakur himself said this is going to be the biggest fight ever. So when he gets, the percentage of the back end, I mean, if it's actually a good fight, I think he's going to get paid well.
Yeah,
So
he doesn't have to sign. He doesn't have to join their promotional company,
right,
man.
but
Nigga,
the
why
thing
wouldn't he
is,
Yeah, like
join
he
him
doesn't have
after
to.
what the fuck
Yeah,
Turkey
he
doing
is
to him?
fight
Why
on
wouldn't he do
Amazon.
that?
He's
2025. We talking
He
about
being
want to
his
fight the
promotional
A
company.
side. He gotta
What are you
come
guys
to
talking
the A
about?
side.
it's
Like
kind
it's
of easy
He
simple.
gotta
for
Shakur
get
him
away
to
from
do.
the
Stevenson
B
Golden Boy
side
he still
sheet.
fought on
Plain
the
and simple.
PBC card.
So in
It
this
doesn't
business, it's going to
anything.
be easier if he goes, if he goes over to that side for
No,
sure.
it's not. What makes it easy is both fighters wanting it. That's what makes
No,
it
no,
easy.
no. It's going to be
Plus, he
easier if he
not
goes
gonna have to
to
pay.
PBC.
He not gonna have to pay
PBC,
Eddie
guys,
Hearn.
PBC is not
He
a
not gonna
promotional
have to
company,
pay
guys.
Eddie
He's not with
Hearn
Eddie Hearns no more.
any
He's not with
money.
Eddie Hearns no more. He's not
He
with
is
Eddie
with
Hearns no
Eddie
PBC is
more.
not a
Well,
Hearn.
promotional
listen,
He's
company.
still
No,
with
and
Eddie
after this
PBC
Hearn.
is
fight,
not a
after this
promotional
fight, he's
company.
not with
After
Eddie
this
Hearns.
fight, he won't
I
He
be.
got one more fight with
I
Eddie.
Eddie gonna get a
But
Exactly.
don't
promotional
y'all
fee
realize
I
he
have
gotta be
so
with
much.
for
Eddie Hearn to
the
work with
fatal fight.
Turkey? Don't he gotta be with Eddie Hearn to work with Turkey?
No, he don't have to be
Yup.
with Eddie Hearn to work with Turkey.
He
That's
No,
ain't
what
got.
he
that's
can
what
work
he told
directly with
Richard
That's
Turkey
what
like
Henderson.
Eddie.
Haney doing.
That's what they
No,
That's
just
he
what
don't
told
have to be with
Turkey
Eddie
Richardson
Hearn to
telling
work with
Henderson.
Turkey.
everybody else.
Nah, he told
Hold
Richard
on,
Henderson
hold
that.
on.
He told
That's
Richard
what they
Henderson that
just
he
told
never said
Richardson
nothing about
Henderson.
Shakur Stevenson. He told Richard Henderson
Yeah,
that.
that's what Hitchison.
Never
That's
that
So
right.
that
never
only
that never
apply
was
that
that
only
never was to
applies to
Shakur.
Richardson Hitchison?
It may.
Most likely.
Yeah,
I
it
could
That's
have
may.
swore
crazy
that
work.
nigga said. I could have swore that nigga said if you're not working with Eddie, then I can't work with you.
Yup.
Mm.
That's what Eddie said. Eddie said that. I don't know if he actually
I mean,
said that. You
here's the
gotta watch
kicker,
it.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Richard
Eddie said
Henderson's
that. That's. I mean,
Richard
come on,
Henderson's
man.
story. Richard
Both
Henderson's
teams need
story
to
is
want
way
to fight,
different from
y'all.
That's
Shakur.
his
Richard
If
Henderson
it's
promoter.
went
not
to
a fight, both teams just
Eddie
need to
Hearn
want
through
to
thick
fight.
and thin.
Only one team
And
wants
if
to fight
me and
currently. The other team
Shakur,
doesn't want to fight.
Shakur
That's
does the
all
same
that's happening.
thing Bud did,
All this, you
I'm
gotta
gonna
sign
be
the
the
people.
Hey,
biggest
y'all
People
fan.
don't
want
hear
to
each
fight.
other talking?
Yeah,
One at a
if
time.
Shakur did the same as Bud did, go over there and beat Spence, I'll be happy about that because I'm pretty sure if Shakur goes over there, he's gonna beat Tank. So
You
That's
know he
cool.
ain't.
I'm with
But
that.
Buddy is
That's
signed to the
cool. You
He
have
PBC
gonna be
you
though.
you
laying on
you
that
He
you
damn
got
well in
mat.
your
he
right
got
to
signed some
say that,
kind of
bro. I'm
dual
not
PBC.
mad at that.
No,
But if
Bud
niggas
wants to
acting
fight
like
on the
that nigga
PBC
got pulled
card.
and he can go and do this and he can do that, he can't, bro.
yeah,
I
I
ain't
mean, I
never
agree
seen
with
a
you.
nigga say he want to fight
But he
so
doesn't
much,
have
but
to
then
he
he
Oh
doesn't
my
going
have to be
he
God.
going the
under
opposite
Oh my
direction of
God.
what his
for
fight that
me.
he want.
He doesn't have to
Is
be
he
under that
okay?
pressure for me.
He's a cash cow. You guys are calling him, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So who was the biggest cash cow in history?
What the fuck do that mean?
Mayweather.
Can you just answer the question?
Mayweather, what do that got to do with
Okay.
anything?
Hey,
Money
listen
Mike
to
Tyson.
me. Listen to me. What did Mayweather do when he won the fight? He gave you a contract. He asked you for a contract. He didn't call you up and say, "Oh, well, this you need to do this." No, he just said, "Here's the contract. Sign it or not."
Exactly. That's all I'm saying, man.
What
I
the
don't,
And
I don't
fuck
that's
do that
exactly
got
understand.
to do
what
with the
Tank did.
circumstances
No,
of
Tank
that
didn't do
fight?
shit.
Espinoza
Tank
did.
did not do that.
Espino
Tank
Oh,
did not
Tank
do
did
that.
when he told Espinoza to
No,
send
All
that
right,
no, he
nigga
now,
a
did. No,
all
no, he
right,
contract.
did.
hold on.
Espinoza sent him the
We not finna
contract.
do this. Yeah, we not finna have the same argument 1,000 times, a
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
thousand
know it didn't
times.
happen, guys. No,
We
me
it
not
didn't
personally,
finna
I
happen.
do
just
that.
don't.
They keep bringing it up.
Nah, I
What do
just
What
don't
y'all
is
think
understand
stop
that
about?
bringing
shit,
up
though,
What do
man.
Espinoza?
y'all
That's
think
cat.
about Deontay, the
Shout outs to
Bronze Bomber Wilder return? What do y'all
Man,
think about Deontay's
I
return?
niggas
mean,
some
shout
ass.
Trash.
out
I
Where
to
think
was
he
his
need to
power?
That
Where
nigga
was
retire
his
some
One at
then.
a
power?
ass
That's all
time.
I
tank.
gotta
One at
say.
a
His
time.
power
One at
He
a
wasn't
some
there.
time.
ass
JB
tank.
Sports.
That
JB
nigga
Sports. What
ass
did you
tank.
think about Deontay Wilder's fight?
He
That
looked
nigga.
decent after being out of the ring for well over a year. He looked decent as far as that goes. But what I noticed that he didn't have the power in that right hand. I don't know if age done caught up with him or what. But usually when you touch it with that right hand, you go to sleep. So he hit the guy with some right hands, and the guy knees didn't buckle or nothing. So I'm wondering what happened to his power. Maybe a lot of people say power is the last thing that goes for a fighter, but I wonder what happens to his power. Now he did have a good jab in the fight, and he landed some good hooks, which was good because you could tell the guy that was fighting him was going right, trying to take away Wilder's right hand, but that set up the first knockdown with the left hook. But I noticed that he didn't have the power in the right hand that he had when he was younger. More speed. He was more athletic. I don't think he has as much as that as he had when he was younger, and I think that's probably taken away from his power. So that's why I noticed more than anything he didn't have the power in the right hand like he had in all his other fights before the
It
Fury
looked
fight, I
like he
guess.
couldn't really get his timing down.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Boxing
his
Hacker, what you
timing
think
was
about
off.
Wilder?
yo. So I mean, shouts out to Wilder, man. I mean, he won the fight. He stopped the guy, and whether he should continue fighting or not, I'll say this right. Of all the fighters, I think Deontay Wilder is one of the most God gifted talents we have. Because when you look at like how he came up, like 1 year, think about
Huh?
1 year in the amateurs, he went to the Olympics. He
Boxing
had
Hacker, what that got to do with his recent performance, bro?
Yeah, so I say he did great his recent performance, but however,
He
I
did
don't
great.
think. Yeah, I think he did good. Yeah, compared to his other performances where he got stopped by Zhang and with Parker and stuff. So
Hey, look who you fighting, dude. Are you serious?
yeah. I mean, I get it.
That
You
man
have to,
look
you have
good.
to
That's all.
you realize he got stopped.
Oh
He
man,
got stopped
boxing
twice.
hacker.
Boxing Hacker just bullshit. But go ahead,
No, no,
Boxing
no, no,
Hacker.
wait,
Go
wait,
ahead.
wait,
Go
let
ahead,
me
Boxing
say,
Hacker.
Yeah,
And
finish
he's
up.
always been somebody that's not been somebody that's been really technically sound because he doesn't have that much boxing experience. I don't think he should continue. I think he should probably hang it up. I mean, he's done a lot for the boxing community already. I think he should just hang it up right now, or get a big fight with AJ or something. If he's not fighting AJ or if he's not fighting like the Jake Paul, I would rather him go out like this. Because I think the brother has reached his ceiling for right now. He's been in a couple of wars, but I mean, shouts out to Ty Wilder. I'm always a fan of him. So
Yeah, I'm a fan of Wilder. But I listen, if he want to sell his name for 2 or 3 more fights, cool. But as far as him trying to do anything serious, he's pretty much done with that. Like he's at the tail end of his career. He's down there 40 years old. He go fight Jake Paul. Yeah, go fight Jake Paul
True that.
and sit down somewhere. Paid in full. What you think about the fight?
I'd love to see him knock him out.
Yeah, I agree with y'all. I think he just couldn't get his timing down. But I think he should just get that one big payday with Jake Paul and just go in here and retire, bro. That's a lot of punishment on. I think a lot of that, them Tyson Fury fights, them 3 of them took a lot out of him, bro. So along with them, that big dude what that big Chinese dude.
Big
Bang.
Bang
Zelly
Zane.
Zane.
Yeah, bro. I don't think that's a fight he should have been in. But I think he should go after that Jake Paul fight and just call it quits after that. I mean, he definitely going to the Hall of Fame. So I feel like he already done proved himself within the sport. So that's my say for them.
Big Dog Willie, what you got?
He did not look good. It's not about the timing. He just old and he needs to give it up. You know, I mean, if he wants, like he said, he wanted to make a big fight, don't fight Jake Paul, fight AJ. AJ will be a good fight for him. And so we just watch him
No,
get. No, let me finish. Let me finish. I know you guys. I know, but that's the fight everybody wanted to see to make a lot of money. He can go out like that. He can do Jake Paul anytime because Jake they don't have that's a contract. They can do that anytime. But if he wants one big fight, let him do that. Let him go in the ring with AJ. I think that's what he's pushing for anyway. So let him just do that. He gets knocked out. He gets knocked out. But I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him fight a person like a Dillian White and then get knocked out because I'll be pissed the fuck off then. So, like I said the other day, it's not he's he's done. He's cooked. I mean, we had some good years out of him. He was a knockout artist when brought the heavyweight division back up with Fury and AJ and all the rest of them. And it is what it is. Change, new chapter.
Thomas
Yep.
Hill.
Oh, well, for me, I think that Wilder continues to fight the caliber opponents like that to get his feet under him, his conditioning up, and his wherewithal in the ring exercised a little bit before he can get that fight possibly with Anthony Joshua. I don't think that him in contention is any more fathomable. I don't think that he is in his stage of a career where he'll ever fight again for a title, especially against young bucks. I agree a lot with JB said. I think that the reason why he wasn't able to put the starch on his punch that he used to is because of the way he was moving his legs and how he was moving. He was lumbering like a Herman Monster, and he wasn't getting stuff behind it. He's still my guy though, and I would love to see him fight, but just the type of people that he fought that last night, and then also possibly if he handles himself well in that ring, get him in the ring with Anthony Joshua, and you can make money off of that fight, big money.
Man, y'all think people really want to see that fight still like that? I mean, I think
yeah.
Not as
people
big as
over
it used to
Anthony
be, but it's
Joshua
still a
In
big
and
fight
K
you want
Deontay
to see.
Wilder. I think people
in
over
the
both of them
UK,
actually.
they want to see it.
Like you
But
said
to
in the
tell the
UK.
truth, I believe Wilder should really, if he want to go ahead and get a couple more coins in his pocket, he need to fight guys of the caliber that he fought Friday night.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he need to listen to his coaching and not do what he want to do. He have to, number one, work on getting that footwork back in order and also get it down in his muscle memory where so he can do it in the ring. He got to learn how to pivot more. He got to actually do it in the ring, during the actual boxing match. And number one of all, he got to work his jab. He got to watch Larry Holmes work his jab. Watch how Larry Holmes move when he worked the jab with his footwork in order to set up the right hand. He just can't go in there and just throw a right hand, think he's going to get people, get boxes. It's not going to work no more. He has to change his game. And I thought he was working towards doing that in the third Fury fight. He looked real good. But once Fury bopped him, knocked him out with all those equilibrium shots to the ear, and since that time, he hasn't been the same since.
Yeah.
And I think that I was a big Deontay Wilder fan, but I had to look at reality and see that he came in the game, and being that he came in the game with Mark Breland, the first thing Mark Breland should have showed that man is constantly working his jab. Work the jab. First thing in
Yeah,
boxing, everything works off the jab.
I,
Move, stick, pivot, stick. At the same time, when the punch come, move that big ass body. Move. You got bob and you got weave. You got slip punches.
I feel
Deontay
Yeah, I don't
Wilder
think he
goes
doing
in,
that.
he
I
not
just
doing none of that. He
I just
just
think
stands straight up in front of you.
I think you can't teach a old dog new tricks though. So if I'm pretty sure
Yep.
if he ain't learned it yet, I don't think he gonna learn it.
Yep, that's the first. That's the next thing I was going to say. I guess you just can't teach your old dog new tricks. And if he can't do that, he needs to stop boxing because he get in that ring with Dillian Rice or Wild get in that ring, Dillian Rice, AJ, or even the Bulls. They gonna knock his dick strings loose. Seriously. You know what I mean? That's why
Yeah.
I don't want to see him in that type of position. You know what I mean? It will if he can't learn now, it's gonna take a long he's never gonna learn
Yeah, facts.
those basic techniques.
I think that's
And
where he
that's to
messed
keep him
up at.
safe. Huh?
I said I think that's where he messed up at is that he up into that age now to where I don't even realize I don't think he can really train himself to do that because that take years and years of experience.
Yeah. Then he fired this trainer before the fight.
Yeah, he got a new trainer. Malik Scott got rid of him. I don't know what that was about because he actually looked good in that third Fury fight from how he looked in that second fight with Breland. He actually improved in that third fight, but I don't know what happened. I guess that fight probably took a lot out of him. Well, that's probably what happened. Took a lot out of him. He's just not the same fighter. But it's just with his right hand when he throw it. And when he was in his heyday, it was pinpoint accuracy with a lot of speed behind him. From what
It
I'm
was
seeing here,
dynamite.
I started seeing it in the Parker fight. It's not as explosive as it was. I don't know if he's not throwing it straight. He's not coming with the same torque. He's kind of throwing it more like a slapping punch, but it don't look the same. You look at how he knocked
Yeah.
out Brazil and
But you see
guys
his
like
leg.
that. It
I
was
think that's the
pinpoint,
problem.
man. It was like a 12 gauge shotgun when he landed. Bah, it's over.
But
It
see
don't it
I
don't it
think
now,
don't
his
it don't it
legs.
don't, it
I
don't
think
seem
his
the same.
legs are the problem because
The
you
leg,
see
yeah.
his
yeah, his
legs ain't the
legs,
same. Like his
his
legs ain't
footwork.
got because that's where he generate the power from. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So if
You
Yeah.
gotta
his
get that
legs is
footwork.
gone, then you would have to think because of course his power gone. If his legs is gone, that's what he was generating the power from that little stringy power he got because he never had no meat on his bones. He was always
Them
like
bean
skinny. 'Cause
poles.
my son is like that. He's extra skinny, but he hits hella hard. And I'm like, why these skinny dudes be hitting so hard? But his legs are gone. And I think that's the biggest issue.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Greg, what you got for the show, y'all? We coming up 7 o'clock. I'm gonna go around and let everybody get their final 2 cents off, but we're gonna let Mr. Greg, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Piggyback on, I'm not sure whether I think that was JB who's talking about Wilder's jab. The problem with that is that Mark was trying to get Wilder to perfect his jab. Wilder's problem to me was that he never had a perfect delivery system, and when he had to box, he didn't have himself confident enough because he always relied on his power because it always worked. So the jab
Hmm.
is very difficult. You got to be working on a jab. I'm especially particularly if you want to have one like Larry Holmes. That don't come overnight. You have to
Nah.
constantly be using that shotgun jab. And Wilder could have done it, but he wouldn't listen to Mark. That's one of the reasons why it wasn't just Mark throwing in the towel. He wasn't listening to Mark in the gym. That was a big issue that they had with each other because he was trying to get him
Hmm.
to be a boxer, not just a puncher.
Hmm.
And so now you come down to the later half of your career, and those skills that you need aren't as sharp as they should be. And it appears that the power is sort of waning a little bit as well because you not perfection. You had never worked on your delivery system. He probably still has strength. He probably still has power, but he can't deliver it well now because he's been, beat up a couple of times, and he's not the same fighter anymore, and he
Right.
can't rely on anything else. I do think, however, AJ fight still has a little value left, and I would rather him take that. Both of them are sort of in the same boat. They're on the other side of their careers. They're still, if he's just doing it for money, there's money to be made in this fight, and it should be made soon, as opposed to trying to take a series of smaller fights uh, where you're not going to really do much. You'll stay in. You may even win the next couple of fights like yesterday. But I don't think that's the wise idea for him now. Because if he gets beat up again, he could very well. I mean, heavyweights usually get hurt more than any other fighter because of the size of them, the kind of punches that they take. So if you're going to be in, and somebody smaller than him can still piece him up because they're younger, they moving a little better than him. He probably will have flashbacks when he was getting hit, knocked down from one of these little guys, and he get caught with something he don't see. So I just think he's not going to. I don't think he's going to ever get back to the top of the game. I'd rather see him take the AJ fight because it's a fight that people still want to see right now. Probably not as big as it was, but it's still a worthwhile fight. And so that's how I saw him. I just got here, so I don't know what else y'all had talked about. I came in while y'all was talking about Wilder, so I'll just land with that.
All right. NHA, what you got? What you got for the show?
What's the word with y'all? Wilder, I didn't really see nothing. Didn't really get nothing from this fight. Same as like I didn't get nothing from his comeback fight. When with Ottawa, whoever the fuck that motherfucker, his sparring partner and shit. I can't remember. Like, especially you get a journeyman out, in the first couple of rounds on the first round, you really not, showing much. So at this point, I'm not want to tell him like, next man to stop getting money. I'm not gonna tell him to retire or hang it up. So, if the opportunity's there for him, yeah, take it. If BLK Prime gonna use him as his, as the poster boy and pay him some coins to get in there with some nondescript fighters, and yeah, by all means. And I'm gonna want to say I'd rather he fights, as a fan and as somebody who cares, what I'm saying, the boxers, finance, anything. Take the fucking Jake Paul fight if that presents itself. I don't give a fuck about the Anthony Joshua fight. That shit is stale. That shit wore out. What I'm saying? The expiration dates for me was like 5 years ago. I don't care for that fight. So if you can get that Jake Paul fight, hey, fuck it. Jake Paul knock him the fuck out, whatever and shit. You know what I'm saying? I won't be mad. He shouldn't be mad either because I'm pretty sure he's gonna walk out, with a nice, $7 million paydays, several $1 million and shit. So, but yeah, that's all I got for the show, man. I jumped in late, man. Y'all be easy. Have a great rest of
All right, all right, all right. Rich, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
July 12th, Shakur Stevenson, Cepeda. And then we'll see what Shakur do after that.
All right. Boxing hacker, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yo, 2 cents. What's up? What's up? Yeah, I mean, just to piggyback for the Wilder thing. At the end of the day, I'm a Wilder fan, but I think that Fury fight changed a lot for him. I think those three Fury, he changed trainers, he did all sorts of things when that Fury fight happened. I just don't. He's accomplished a lot, I don't want him to go out bad. I don't want him to go out like a Roy Jones. Roy Jones was great when he was great, but then I feel like he should have hung it up way sooner. If he's not getting the big fights, he should probably let it go. I think he's done enough, unless he ran out of money or something. I know he might be going with something with his wife Telly or whatever, but yeah, if not, I think he should just let that go. He's done enough in boxing. And now I'll even say the same for Earl Spence. If you're just in a position where, like, you go through something that dramatic in your career and it's hard to bounce back, then it's probably time to let it go. As far as the other fights, shouts out to Floyd Schofield for beating Tevin Farmer, in less than 1 minute. Although I don't think he showed much about who he is. I do agree with Shakur where one punch can change a fight. I mean, at the end of the day, if you get caught no matter how good you are, if you get caught, you get caught. I think Tevin Farmer just was caught. I didn't see it I didn't see anything special from Kid Austin. I just think he got caught. Just like British Prescott caught Amir Khan. I didn't think British Prescott was some killer, but he caught Amir Khan. Who he should fight. I don't think the Shakur fight makes sense. I mean, it'll be another voluntary fight. Like you're already gonna be close to fighting Tank. You should go for the title in your sanctioning body. You should ask for a Tank fight. If Tank and Shakur are not trying to unify, I think that's probably the most logical thing. He should ask for a Tank fight, and maybe Andy Cruz should ask for a Shakur fight. If they're not trying to unify, they should at least fight the number one contenders. As far as the Devin Haney and Brian Norman fight, like I said, man, shouts out to Devin. I do think he's going to win. I think Devin's boxing skills are just a bit superior to Brian Norman. Brian Norman has the power, and he is athletic, but I still would lean towards Devin. And I understand, Brian Norman knocked the memory out, the brother from Japan, but there are levels, the brother from Japan is not Devin Haney, and that left hook is not the Ryan Garcia left hook, so we have to keep that in mind, different levels mean different things, But with that, I'm out. Salute to you, 2 Cent. Great talking to the channel and the panel and chat.
All right. Shout out Boxing Hacker. Teach, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
All right. So with Wilder, man, when did people start thinking Deontay Wilder was a boxer? He never was. So we shouldn't suddenly expect him to fight like one right now. I mean, what I saw from Wilder on Friday night was, the same Wilder we've always seen. And when I say that, I mean back when he was with Breland, right? He still threw his jab with conviction on Friday night, right? He fired a lot of his right hands with full force. Surprisingly, too, his defense looked solid, at times throughout the rounds. The only real difference was what you mentioned, 2 cents, was his timing and his accuracy. They were completely off. Not only that, credits to his opponent too, because his opponent, I think, studied Wilder's right hand and defended well against them. So he kind of slipped most of them as well. So that's what I thought about the fight. Same Wilder uses his jab to try and set up his right hands, and he knocks people out. It just didn't work on Friday night. As for where Wilder should go after this, Wilder said he wants to continue. I have no issues with that, but I don't think he's ready for the top guys, the Usyks, the Dubois, the Caballero. He could fight somebody like a Dave Allen, the dude who knocked out Fisher. He's ready for that type of level. So after he fights those guys and he shows he could deal with them, then I think he should step up, a little bit more slowly. Other than that, I'm glad that the fight is made with, Brian Norman and, Devin Haney. I'm always going to favor the better boxer because the boxer always, shows more things in the toolbox than, the other styles of fighting. So I'm going to favor the boxer for sure. And I think Devin Haney is a better boxer than Brian Norman. I do think it's a good fight, close fight, good style, stylistic matchup. And I'm not saying Brian Norman can't box, but I think his strong point is his pressure style. And I think Devin Haney edges that fight. And I'm gonna end it there.
All right, Teach, thank you for coming up. Paid in full. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I don't got too much. I think I agree with what you said earlier about Wilder. I just think that he should more so go after that Jake Paul fight. I don't think he should necessarily have to go and take any more damage than he already has took him. Far as the Devin and Junior fight, I got in that fight. I'm probably gonna have to go with Junior. I think what in the Jin Sasaki fight, I don't think a lot of people gave him credit for how well he was boxing. and being patient and waiting for it and really picking his shots, the shot that he was throwing. Um, and I think a lot of people got mad about the situation. I specifically speak about Rich because I said that I didn't feel like they wanted to fight, which I was more so going off of the interview that happened on Coach Malachi channel or whatever when they had Tay Jones come up there and he said what he said that Bill called him that earlier with Bill saying he never called nobody and then he was proven to be lying about that. That's pretty much what I was going off of. And the reason why I say that, my opinion, I feel like they were forced into the fight because the fact that it was already too much buzz around the fight. So therefore, if they would have pulled out, I mean, a lot of people, that would have probably damaged his brand even more because people would have been running around the streets calling him a duck. So, like I said, I'm happy the fight got made. Let's see who the best man win. I got my money on Junior for sure. So. Salute to you. Salute to your channel. Salute to everybody else on the panel. I'm out of here.
All right, pay the full. Thank you for your 2 cents. David, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Well, I want to go ahead and I'm gonna go to for my last 2 cents. I want to go to a tale of two boxers. Um, their paths and their weight classes are different, but the road that was traveled by both boxers are sort of similar, with the exception of with Deontay Wilder. He got into boxing because he wanted to be able to help take care of his daughter who was ailing from a sickness that she had. And he met over his expectations in the ring, seeing how he wasn't taught, seeing how he didn't have a traditional boxing background, whereas though the fundamentals um, paid off and but his boxing career made dividends because he made a lot of money. But he got to that point where he got in the ring with a dirty boxer who was like to me one of the dirtiest boxers who just got away. He got robbed of the first win with Fury because of a dirty referee who had to be paid off. Um, the second fight, he got another knockdown on Fury, which should have been the end of the fight. But again, he was saved by the ref. The third fight, he looked very good with new trainer from a new trainer. He had him looking good, working off the jab, and he actually was stinging, doing good work until they got up in the clinches and Fury began to hit him up against his eardrum, which threw his equilibrium off, you know, and that's what really put him in danger. I'm saying this because the other boxer who I'm going to name is Devin Haney. Now, Devin Haney went into boxing and he had the perfect teachers, which is not Roger Mayweather, but Floyd Sr. And Floyd Sr. taught him how to bob, to reap, slip jabs, body movement, head movement, and how to work off the jab without you throwing a bow and arrow jab. Once Bill Haney fired or took him out of training with the Mayweathers, that's when you begin to see Devin fundamentals begin to slip. His fundamentals just completely went out the window. He went to being in the pocket a lot more. He was throwing punches in the pocket, but the problem was Devin didn't finish his teachings with the Mayweather so he could learn how to throw from a situation standpoint of having power. And what ended up happening to Devin was the fact that once he got into the fight with Ryan Garcia, someone who was around the same age as him, that he had history with boxing, that he didn't, he lost the ability of the look for that left hook. And he didn't go to it in training camp because he wasn't being trained by a traditional trainer. He's being trained by his dad, but had somebody else in the corner coaching him. So I say this to me to the point, Devin is
Uh-huh.
in a situation where he is really hindered because he's really having nightmares. I believe he's really dealing with some things because of that left hook, and it has him shaky when it comes to getting in the pocket. He's afraid. He's seeing that left hook come. He's afraid in the ring of getting hurt or getting hit that way again. And I believe that he needs a couple fights, but those fights cannot be against people like Brian Norman Jr. or another boxer who has tremendous power, but throws a left hook as well. And if you look at the Times Square card where he fought Ramirez, you'll notice that Devin Haney kept moving and circling away from the side where the left hook would come. For the simple fact, that's a good defensive technique, but it got to the point where that's all he did. He didn't try to move his head to stay away from it or anything else because Ramirez just trained on throwing that left hook over and over
Oh,
and over and over
oh,
again.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Right.
David, land your plane, land your plane.
But what I want to say is we're at a touchy situation right now. He has what, two more fights with Turkey, and he's not going to give him graceful fights so that he can get his foot back underneath of him and wake himself up from out of that. And what's going to, I hope what don't happen, that he gets caught again and he will end up being directly in the same position as Deontay Wilder.
All right, all right. All right, David. Thank you for
All
coming
right.
on the panel and giving your 2 cents. I'll be live again Tuesday night for 2 cents after dark. JB Sports, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Okay, Deontay Wilder's manager Shelly Finkel came out after the Friday night fight that he won, saying that they got a offer on the table for South Korea. Now he got to find out if the money is real, and if it is real, he's gonna be fighting in South Korea his next fight. I would assume it'll be against an opponent on the same level as the opponent that he fought in Wichita, Kansas last Friday night. So that's gonna be what's up. And then after that, they said they're gonna pursue Anthony Joshua fight. So that's the plan for Wilder, fighting South Korea and then Joshua. So maybe Jake Paul will be
I can
maybe his
dig it.
retirement fight. Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
heard from his manager Shelly Fink. As far as Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. go, I do believe that Bill Haney, his promoter and coach manager, I don't think he really wanted to fight, but I think Devin Haney wanted to fight. Again, they're used to making a certain amount of money, and the money that they was going to make in the Ryan Garcia rematch, they couldn't get that fighting like a Esserman or somebody like on that level. You know, they need to fight a guy with the accolades of a Brian Norman Jr., who don't have the high name ID, but he is a world champion at 147, coming off a highlight reel knockout. So for him to get the bag that he was going to get in the Ryan Garcia rematch, he had to take a fighter like a Brian Norman Jr. I believe Devin, he's a fighter. He wants to fight, but I don't think Bill was real thrilled about the fight. But Turkey kind of forced their hand and said, hey, you want your bag, you want what you custom making, what you was going to get, you're going to have to take this type of opponent. We're not going to put you in there with a B minus C plus level fighter. So that's why I think that fight ultimately got made. Now, as far as the fight goes, I think it's going to be a good fight. I think it's a true 50-50 fight. You know, Devin Haney's been on that stage before as far as the big stage. This will be Brian Norman Jr.'s first fight on that level. I think Devin Haney has the speed advantage. I think he's probably a little bit more athletic. But the one thing I noticed that is very good about Brian Norman Jr. is he has great timing. And timing always beats speed. That's what Mikey Garcia was done well at. That's what made him a pound for pound fighter when he was in his heyday. So it's going to be an interesting fight. And it's going to come down to that left hook. One thing about Brian Norman Jr. left hook, he does a better job of disguising the left hook than Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia left hook is just coming so fast, and he's so potent with it. He's able to get away with it, but he don't have the versatility of getting it off like Brian Norman Jr. does. Does a very good job of disguising. And as we know in Devin Haney's fights, the left hand has been his Achilles heel all the way back to the JoJo Diaz fight. He had problems with the left hand. He had problems again within the Ryan Garcia fight. So he's going to definitely have to, be in the lab trying to take away the left hook. But that's not the only thing that Brian Norman Jr. does well. So it's going to be a good fight, and can't wait to see it in November. I think it's going to be part of a mega card that Turkey going to put on in Saudi Arabia. To put on those mega cards late in the year. I'm hearing that it's going to probably be on the undercard of the Better Be Billable 3 fight along with other fights. So it'd be exciting to hear the news of the rest of that card. But if it's anything like the other cards, it should be stacked. And hopefully the fights deliver like some of those fights stacked cards in the past didn't. So we'll see what happens. So shout out to 2 Cent. Shout out to today's panel. And I holla.
All right. See you Tuesday for 2 Cents After Dark. Mr. Greg, 2 minutes, close us out. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Maybe a second chance. I love actually the Devin Haney, Brian Norman Senior fight, Junior, well, Senior too, Junior fight. I think because of the perception right now of what those two fighters are, whether it's true or not, it's the perception that does matter. That makes the fight interesting, a little intriguing. I'm looking forward to the press conferences. I'm looking forward to how well they look as they prepare. And this is a defining fight for really kind of for both of them. For Devin Haney, you got to reestablish how people view him. And Brian Norman, if you're supposed to be one of the elites in this field, in this weight class, this is your golden opportunity to do what your father and what y'all say you're going to do. So I was surprised. I was happy to see the fight was made. I wasn't even sure it was real, but it seems to be that's the case. So that's a great thing that happened for them. For Mr. Schofield, again, eyes are on you now. Please don't, if you're listening, don't mess it up. Capitalize on it. Do something good with it. Get in a few public relations conferences or post or however you want to do it, and make people still say your name and get a good fight and get it. Hopefully you can get it. If you can get it this year, please get it this year. It's going to be interesting for you. It's an interesting time, so make sure y'all capitalize it and don't drag it out and don't fight into next year, because you got enough time to get a nice little fight, I believe. The last couple of the months to follow, I think as Coach JB just said, should be very interesting. It's a lot of content for all of you all to take advantage of, especially for you 2 Cent and all the other content creators. Some good fights are coming on. The fights allegedly that everybody wants to see. Now, some of them are going to be here. So hopefully it won't be no crying about any of the fights. It'll just be, some good content, some good debates, see how things go. And that's how I kind of see what's happening coming next. Sorry, I'm still not too well. By the way, you didn't come on last Tuesday, did you?
No, I didn't come on last Tuesday.
Okay. I thought maybe I just missed it, and I didn't know whether it came on or not. Okay, so definitely we'll be back. And I don't know, is any fights coming on tonight?
Tonight? I don't think no fights coming on tonight.
The other thing, remember what I said about Chavez?
What?
What I said about him as a fighter on the
yeah.
So, did you see what I saw? What I was saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big disappointment.
Jake knew what he was doing.
Of course he did. Of course he did. And I think I hope at least that's the last we're gonna see of Chavez. I hope so. But it's very disappointing. So is Jake asking for somebody bigger? I kept hearing that.
No, we just saying fight a heavyweight.
Oh, okay.
You damn sure ain't fighting nobody bigger. You keep fighting people smaller.
Yeah, because I heard Wilder, but no, I think, like I said, Wilder should go ahead and cash out and get that AJ fight and leave this alone while he still is in decent enough. Because I don't think AJ is going to hurt him. No, he might can get some punches in, but I don't think it's going to be where he'll be damaged goods. But if he keeps trying to fight, it'll go in that direction. Anyway, that's how I see. I wanted to make sure I got that in. Thank you for letting me come back to or stay on, I should say.
Gotta close us out, Mr. Greg.
Yes, I appreciate that. I feel good that you gave me this opportunity. So
All
it's
right, Mr. Greg.
been a great weekends of fight. We had some good stuff to talk about. I'll see y'all on Tuesday, and shout out to everybody in the chat as well as everybody who was on the panel.
All right, Mr. Greg, thank you for coming up and giving your 2 cents. Listen, my Sunday shows are always too quick when it's a lot going on in boxing and it's a lot to review for the week, and I got a lot to say. But I want to thank everybody for coming on the panel today. I want to thank everybody that supported the channel. Devin, Haney, Brian Norman, it's looking like we may have a fight in November, allegedly. Allegedly, we gonna see. We definitely gonna keep my eyes close on everything that's going on. Keep my ear to these YouTube streets so I can make sure I get my 2 cents about it. And listen, if you don't want your host all in the videos, cussing you out, timing you out the chat, kicking you off the panel, muting you, leaving you in the background, calling your mama names, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And make sure you punch that like and subscribe button.